What's up, everybody? Big Swede coming at you once again from Swede Studios, doing a special live stream thing here. Next to me here, over on that side. Anybody that listens to metal, you might have heard this guy sing on some bands like Night Rage and Armageddon and Meridian Dawn, to name a few. I know him as my former bandmate, my brother. We got Anthony in the house. What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going, Nick? Nice to be here with you, buddy. How's it going?
Yeah, man. It's been too long.
Too long, but
Yeah.
Usually it's really weird. Every time, no matter how long it's been, we always like start right from where we stopped. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, man. Well, for the people out there watching that don't know you, just kind of tell a little bit about yourself, like how you got into music and some bands you've been in and whatnot. Whatever you want to let people know about, man.
Well, you know how it started pretty much. I mean, actually that's how I always like kind of start that, is like if I say it started somewhere, it started with Slaves for Scores. So that's how I think we kind of all cut our teeth a little bit in the business and sort of understood how this goes. And we started in Arizona, and there was 4 guys that I met that I never knew ever. Had no idea who they were, and I just moved there from Ohio like a few years before, like 1 year before, I think, only 1 year before I met you guys. And
we got a Jason Schultz in the house.
Oh, look at that, dude! How old we all look. Yeah, dude, we're old. We're old now
for sure.
You should be here, man. This is messed up. Jason Schultz. So yeah, Jason's one of the reasons I would say as well that I learned a lot about songwriting, So that's how I started, was with you guys in that small little state, Arizona.
Yeah. So out of all of us, like, once Slaves kind of came to an end, and we'll get into that a little bit later, like kind of the history of the band.
Sure.
But you're really the only one that kind of continued on doing the rock star thing, man. Like, and to this day, you're still doing it. You're, playing shows and going on tours and recording albums and shit.
Yep.
So
I don't know. I just loved it, man. I loved it back then, and I still love it now. And but I'm slowing down now too. I'm getting older, so I mean, I only
family man now.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, it's fun though. Still, I still have fun when I am doing something. It's fun. So
yeah.
But yeah, I just kept doing it, dude. I don't know why. I just kept doing it.
Yeah, and like for the longest time,
I think because getting a Night Rage, that really helped to have a career after having a career. If you want, you can keep doing it, or you can. There's some guys I know who've been in bigger bands than I've been in, and they don't do shit, but they could do all kinds of stuff, and they just don't, for whatever reason. So
like for the longest time, man, like, because when we stopped, like I stopped playing guitar for like 15 years, really.
Yeah.
Like I sold everything, and I kept an acoustic that I would pick up every now and then. Like, we'd have a party, and I'd bring the acoustic out and we'd jam or whatever. But for the most part, I stopped playing for 15 years. And I was kind of like just like living vicariously through you, man. I was like, oh, look at Andy's still going. He's doing the rock star thing. I love it. I would always look forward to you showing me new shit. And man, that's.
Well, I still am. I sent you the Ancient Settler stuff. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, if I have something new, I always go to you guys, because at least for you, because you've been there the longest. So you know. If you say something stupid, then I'm like, okay, I should really rethink this.
Yeah. So I get like we kind of started out with like, we got back in touch like when I was doing this whole like the quarantine sessions thing on the YouTube channel, because like I said, I got that itch to start playing again. Yeah. So I went out, I bought some gear, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I'm just going to start playing some covers. Yeah. And, I started doing this thing, and then I was like, you know what? I want to do some Pantera. And we had done, a show where we did some Pantera songs.
Yeah.
And
that was one of the best shows we ever played.
Oh yeah, it was great.
I'll never forget that show. For some reason, I think that show, playing those songs, right after he had passed away, everyone was so fucking pissed off.
Yeah.
And, it was like an extra vibe there. Yeah. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was great. But this whole, this whole COVID thing happened, and it seemed like, for like 2 fucking years, man, like the world stopped.
Yeah.
And it was a rough couple years for music too, man. Like, we lost some heavy hitters over the last couple years, like Eddie Van Halen and I mean, one that I know touched you personally was Alexi, man. Like, it's one of those things where, people that you just wouldn't expect. Joey Jordison from Slipknot.
Dude, if you knew Alexi, like, you expected it.
Yeah.
From him.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah.
And maybe even Joey Jordison, for the people that knew him, you don't know, behind the scenes how things are going unless you're behind the scenes. So I was just unfortunately a little bit behind the scenes there and got to see him a few years even before he passed. We played the only festival we ever played together, and it sucks. It was around that time, because he just looked like shit even there. And, I even told him, I'm like, did you look like shit? And he goes, I don't give a fuck. That's how he goes, dude, I don't give a fuck, dude. I was like, I know, I can tell. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but some people are just like that, bro. And, some people don't get to last longer if you don't. You have to stop at one point and relax and take care of yourself and get better.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, like the one good thing that kind of came out of this, like COVID bullshit pandemic stuff is, like, it kind of brought us like kind of back together again. Cause like I said, I was like, I want to do this Pantera thing. And I'm like, well, I'm going to see if Anthony wants to sing on this thing, man. Cause
for sure,
we
did it just like I think we did the old covers, just did it our way and didn't like try to make it like the band's cover, like sound like the band, which is important.
So, like we kind of started talking again, and then I started reaching out to some of the other guys, and it just kind of fell together that way. But I mean, it's still, we did that Pantera song like a year and a half ago or something like that. It's been a while. But it took a minute for things to kind of progress to where they are now, where we're talking about like we're gonna fucking re-record an album and maybe even do some new shit.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's gonna be really cool. It's gonna be fun, man.
Yeah, I like to take it from one step at a time, and try to re-record the new stuff. Which I think, if everybody plays on it, it's gonna be badass. Because we have everybody's updated with their whole situations with recording and stuff like that. And we could. The songs were always incredible. From even just the old shit, like taking the torsion stuff and using those riffs and messing with that. And I remember sitting out on Jason's deck or just going over all these songs and going like, Jesus, man, you guys have so many fucking songs. Like, it's awesome. Like, I liked that. It was cool.
But yeah, funny you mentioned torsion. Is like, I was kind of gonna go into a little bit of band history. The band as we know it started out called Torsion, and it was basically Jason and Josh and another drummer,
right?
Not Paul,
right?
I guess playing.
I never
met him. No, I joined the band after Paul joined. But apparently they were just like jamming out.
And maybe or Jason knows. Jason can type it. What year was that started? What year did that?
I want to say it was like 2000.
Okay.
Somewhere in that time frame. But they were like jamming in, I think it was Jason's garage, and at some point they got into a disagreement. Dan, that must have been the guy's name, Dan. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now remember Jason. Okay, here's Josh.
Yeah, Josh. Yeah.
Josh,
so apparently,
Josh, tell us. But go ahead. Yeah.
Apparently, Jason and Dan got into an altercation, which Jason and a drummer getting into an altercation. I can't imagine that ever happening.
Oh yeah, right.
But apparently, Jason just like clocked this dude, and then Josh is like, well, I guess we got to find another drummer.
Yeah, that's right, dude. Now I remember the story. Yep. Yeah, I remember it. Somebody got in a fight with somebody. I couldn't remember which brother it was. But one of our Van Halen brothers, dude, took some guy out, bro.
oh! Look at this! Oh, Jason wanting to jump in here. I can make that happen, man.
Yeah.
Dude. I gotta
catch him in.
Yeah, I gotta find a link and. Yeah, I'll get you in here in a second. but yeah, so like around that time, Josh was kind of bugging Jason, but like, hey man, we need to get another guitar player too. And like, yeah, Jason at that time was like, if you listen to the old Torsion stuff, like there was a lot of like old school, like 80s kind of thrash metal influence in there. Some, a lot of Megadeth type stuff.
That's why I liked it. That's why I liked it.
And
that's why I wanted to do it.
Yeah. So, that was kind of where me and Paul came into the mix. Paul first, he joined the band, and then I'm not sure, it wasn't long after that I came in, and I think me and Paul brought a little bit of different influence to the music, and that was like the first time where it started to morph into something different. Well, like I said, it was like very like Megadeth thrash metal type stuff, but there was some really good ideas in there.
Yeah, actually, I felt like there was like, it was like, he was adding like Metallica style melodies as well into this sort of thrashy, like, like more of the ambient clean guitar stuff, with the intros and in the middle parts and vocals as well, like the way they were. That was to me the magical part of it, that he could sing. Jason could sing as well as play guitar like that. That to me was very fun to do, because I since haven't really been in a band like that.
Yeah.
Ever. The closest was with Chris Amott, and Chris can sing. Chris Amott can actually sing, but he just would never do it like consistently. So, but he could do it, and it was great when he did it. And same with Jason. He, whenever he wanted to sing on parts, it was time to listen up.
Yep. Yeah, I think like me and Paul, like I said, we kind of added a little bit of different influence. Like we brought in a little bit of the more modern, like groove, like Pantera, and like Paul. I know he was into like all like Meshuggah and like lots of stuff. Like Paul brought that like
Angel.
I think honestly one of Paul's biggest strengths, I mean, other than he's a phenomenal drummer, but the like arrangements and composition stuff. Like he was really good at that. Like
he did a whole album where he recorded everything on his own, and it was incredible. I mean, he played it for me once with you, because most people know that, but Paul and I were roommates at one point. Yeah, and when we were, he played me this album he did on bass where he was in the military, and he did all of it on his own.
Yeah,
and I was like, dude, it was really really good stuff, and I'm like, how did you do this? And so this guy was not only just a great. He was our weird Cliff Burton guy. He could play everything, and you never saw him playing drums. He would grab the guitar and play that, and
But yeah, so like at that point when the songs started evolving a little bit, we started getting a little bit more modern. We kind of started bugging Jason about like, hey man,
I hate that word. Do you think that's what I don't think so. I think you just got different influences.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm just saying it was kind of evolving away from the kind of like older school metal.
Sure.
Yeah,
but I just don't feel like it was metalcore or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
Everybody just started to listen to other shit.
Yeah,
like I remember Josh at one point was really into System of a Down, and then like he just switched, and he was into more like we were listening to more like Tool and listening to like Soilwork. And then you know what I mean? And then you were like, let's listen to Nirvana. And, and then Jason and I were like, okay, let's listen to Old In Flames and stuff like this. So like bringing that together was why I think it really worked, this attitude of everybody kind of going into some other weird part.
Yeah, like after me and Paul joined and like things started kind of evolving a little bit, we started kind of poking Jason a little bit, be like, hey, I think we need to get a singer. Like, we gotta get somebody as a front man.
Yeah.
And then like, unfortunately, like we had a period of time where we had the Keller experience.
Hey, where's the get the violence at the violence? Where's that, dog?
Yeah. We had the Keller experience, which that dude, like Jason from the start was like, this dude is not any good. And the rest of us
Jason's over that. He goes, dude, I didn't want this guy from the beginning, dude.
But like, honestly, from day one though, we always handled this band as like a democracy, like where it was a vote thing. And like, Jason would get outvoted all the time by everybody. And the whole thing, like, Keller kind of had all of us fooled a little bit, except Jason. Jason knew from the start. He's like, this dude is not the dude.
Yeah, dude. Jason knew.
And he was just like feeding us this like, oh no, I haven't sang in a long time. And like he could do the scream stuff not too bad, but his cleans were horrible. Dude, and he's like, I just got to get my voice back. And we're like, okay, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe we played to some shows, and he never got better. In fact, I think he got worse.
Yes, I think that's something Paul told me too. He didn't like the way he did the songs, like that he wrote as well. He didn't like the lyrics or the way he did it.
Yeah. So we came to the decision. Okay, we're gonna cut this dude loose, and I'm the one that told him, and he got all pissy and started talking about like how like Jason was this dictator in the band and everything that Jason said goes, and Jason was the reason why he was getting kicked out. And I'm like, what band were you in, man? Because
Jason just knew you sucked from the beginning. Yeah. That's all.
It's like Jason gets outvoted more than anybody in this band. So yeah, so
well, you took your time, so that was good. We all took our time. I think it was different.
Yeah, we cut him loose, and then we started just messing around. Like there was some practices where we just we took turns like singing stuff in rehearsal, and it just
yeah, I remember that. I remember coming into it like that. And you guys were showing me, and you guys would switch off. And
like Paul sing some stuff. Yeah, from back there behind he had like the mic.
The Britney Spears mic.
Yep. And then I would sing some stuff, and Jason would sing some stuff. And honestly, me and Josh were talking about this on the phone the other day. Like, I don't remember exactly how we found you or who it was that found you.
I remember exactly how it was.
Okay, well, tell the story, man.
Okay, I was just combing through all the websites I could find that had
Collective Underground, man.
No, it wasn't.
No?
No. And I know that you'd think it would be, but it was not. It was some random ass website that had like ads from Scotland, ads from all over the place. And one of the most current ones was one with you guys' name in it. And Josh's number was in there. And he had the name described, and the description was more like Megadeth, Anthrax, Sepultura. I think there might have been like maybe a Tool or something like that in there. But just that you had your own equipment, you had your own shit. All you needed was a singer. Yeah. And then I called Josh on the phone, and then we went from there. And I went and I came to Paul's old house where his ex-wife had the nail salon.
Yep.
And I walked up there and I saw the gear and I go, this is it. This is where I belong. Okay. Yeah. So already you had me. It was a very Metallica thing. Like, like when Mustaine brought in the gear and they said, okay, you have the job already. Great gear. It was almost like that. But once I heard Veins, and you sang that, I think you or Jason sang that. You and Jason sang it back then.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes, you both did it. And the other songs back then, from that first rehearsal, I don't remember, but I remember that. And I go, I was like, you guys must be fans of like In Flames, and you must like that too. And you guys go, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is In Flames? And
I can say for a fact that like I'd heard of In Flames.
I remember I remember like yesterday, because you had me go out into my car and pull out all the CDs I had in my car, and I brought them into the house, and we sat there, and you guys. This is another reason I wanted to work with you, is because you guys sat there and listened to all of them.
Yeah.
And you didn't skip through it, and you didn't go, well, fuck that, listen to fucking Black Sabbath, blah, blah, blah. No. You sat there and you listened to all of them, and you gave me your opinion on all of them.
Yeah.
And some of it you liked and some of you didn't like, and it you know what I mean? And that was another reason I was like, okay, wow, these guys are into music. They're not just trying to be a fucking whatever band. You know what I mean? They're just they're not just here to drink beer. You know what I mean? They're here to listen and play. They want to get better. They want to write. They want to be their own band and have new influences. And if it's awesome, you liked it. So that was cool too.
And we were I'm trying to remember the timeline. We were Slaves for Scores when you joined, right?
Correct.
We had changed the name. Yes. Okay.
You had just done it.
Because
I told me about the song.
Yeah. Small, like side story, like I said, the band was originally called Torsion, and then
Right.
apparently there was some band out in like, I don't know, California or something with the same name, and like they sent us like a cease and desist letter. I'm like, dude,
right.
like,
That's
and they were nobodies too. Like they were like playing local shows in LA or some
shit.
shit.
Both have like websites because you had
Yeah.
a nice website because
Yep.
you did websites on your own back then
Yep.
too, and you had a nice website, so they probably were like, "Fuck them, dude."
Yep. But yeah, they sent us the cease and desist letter. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta stop using our name.
Yeah,
Or we're gonna
Well,
bring
I
our
remember
lawyers
when
into this.
I looked on the website, it had the Slaves for Scores.
Yep.
But it wasn't a logo. Like it was just you just had you had the original. It wasn't the one on your T-shirt.
No, yeah, it was yeah, I remember the one it was. It was like a oval.
Correct.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep.
Then we changed it to the one on your T-shirt just to do it. Just for yeah. I don't even remember why we changed it, but we just did it.
And we like did this limited run of these shirts like for our,
OG
CD release. But yeah, like after you joined the band, like again, like and each evolution of the band, like you can hear like, you know, the old school Torsion demo that we did.
Yeah.
And then
because we did a whole set of those songs.
Yeah. And then we did like
all those songs.
Like the Hell Inside EP, we had written that material prior to you joining the band.
Yes.
So that was kind of like that next step.
No lyrics on it, or you know, Raise a Wrist. I guess Paul hated the way he sang that, so he just didn't want. He said anything but that.
No, his was just instrumental on that one.
Yeah, but I guess your old singer also had a version.
Oh yeah, he tried to sing something on it. And
and Paul couldn't stand it, so he said whatever you do is going to be better than that.
Yep.
So I just did whatever on that.
And then like, you know, those songs, like I said, we had them pretty much written when you came in. So
yeah,
you know, it kind of
was written basically. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it kind of flowed like right into that. And then once you joined the band, like again, like because the influences you brought in, you know, we started evolving the songwriting even more. And then that's where the Inertia album came from.
Yeah. Yeah. And I felt like it's kind of weird too, because like I feel like that even had eras, like because it took so long to compile. But like when we were playing like songs like Antidote and Indoctrination, you know, or what was it, Indoctrination? No, I can't remember. But like the very thrashy songs, and then like Antidote, which is very technical. And then we were doing songs like Brand New Disease like a few years later.
Yeah, Brand New Disease was kind of like towards the end of things.
That was the last one we ever did.
Yeah, the last song we wrote, and
it was.
I remember hearing it, and I was just like, this is it. This is the thing right here.
That and Spreading.
Yep.
And My Salvation and Lifescapes. Those I think were all right around the right stuff. This was where we should have kept going.
Yeah. But you know, as we said, like unfortunately, you know, everybody in the band had.
Cool. We played a lot of shows. We never went out to Arizona, but we still played a lot of shows. So that was cool.
We had, we had things going on.
How many shows did we play? We played a fuckload of shows.
We did play a lot of shows.
It was a lot of shows.
Yeah,
dude. 30.
I tell you what, man, like that is one of the things that I fucking miss the most, man, is like being on stage and just fucking it didn't matter if it was
that'll answer your question why I've kept doing it. That's why.
It didn't matter if it was 10 people or if it was like a few hundred people, like it didn't matter. It was
the reason, Nick, that I've never stopped. That's the reason. Because it always, it's like you said, it doesn't matter if there's 10 people. Okay, I've done that. Dude, we played in Europe and everyone we played to like 80 people, but they had to sit on crates, milk crates. And they had them spread out 6 feet apart, and everybody had to sit down and they couldn't stand up and they couldn't watch us. So it looked like we were playing to nobody, but we were actually playing to people in Barcelona and people in France. And we were playing to people. France actually was lit. They didn't give a fuck. They all stood up and they were you could see the people. But on all the other shows we played, everyone had to sit down. So I played those shows, dude. Yeah. That's weird shit. Like it looked like a casino. Like, you know, you were playing like some bingo shit or something. It was really weird. But yeah, that's why I've never stopped, is because it's fun to play live, man. You know, it's badass.
So check this out. Joining us in the room here.
Oh,
look at that. We got Josh in the house.
What up? What up? What's going on?
You look good, man. What's up?
Thanks, brother. You look good too, man.
Nice,
You
man.
look much better than me.
No, whatever, dude. You look great. You look good. Got the beard. Oh, that's it. Nice.
Yeah, man. Keeping it trim.
Yeah, we all got out of the military and started growing beards.
Yeah,
yeah. That's the big what do you call it? The big perk to get out.
Yeah.
Well, and then I had to go mohawk. I had a fuzzy thing going on, and I was like, you know what? Why not?
I like the hawk, dude.
Yeah,
you always talk about you.
Let's do it, man.
One time Josh told me, he goes, dude, as soon as we get on tour, the first thing I'm ordering is a midget. You understand?
Dude, I still have to get that done. I'm gonna.
Oh my God!
You're
I'm the whole tour. She's gonna ride with me and shut the fuck up, and that's it, dude.
Oh, yeah, good times, man. Good times.
Yes, 100% right there.
Yeah, dude, he always lost the vote.
Yeah, he did. Jason never.
Hey, dude, the instrumental thing, I just was like, let's try this. And then Jason calls me up and he goes, now I can't unhear it with the fucking vocals. So it's got to keep vocals. And I was like, shit, I'm sorry. Like, I was just having fun.
Actually, he did, we were talking and he mentioned that there was like an earlier demo of that song that you guys recorded, not the one that ended up on the album, but there was an earlier one. And he was like, I like that version, Anthony's vocals, better than what was on the album.
Wow, I don't remember that version.
Yeah, I don't have it. Like,
I do remember singing in his laundry room in front of the washer, and that was the original demo I think he's speaking of.
Yeah. So yeah, he was like, yeah, if we redo that, like, he's like, I want to do the vocals more like the original demo was, because I don't know if it was just a timing thing, the way you were saying.
Maybe.
I don't.
But I mean, I remember I just opened the lyric book, and then I just did whatever that was. So whatever you hear on that was all one take. Like, it was all one take. I did it like all like that. It was all like what do you call it? Like rapping. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
So I sent
Freestyle.
Jason a link. I sent Jason a link. So if he wants to jump in here, he's more than welcome.
Josh, what year did you and Jason start this band? For sure. Like.
Yeah, man. I think it was like either late 2000 or early 2001, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
I came in like the first part of 2002 is when I joined.
I came in right at 3, right at the beginning of 3. Yeah. Something like that.
Well, as soon as we got together, I knew that that we need, I knew Paul from Korea, and I knew we needed to get him in the band. Obviously, you guys were talking about, he's just an amazing musician, and just a great dude. It's a good friend. So yeah, I didn't do any favors for Dan, smoothing anything over. I just let that ride, whatever happened.
You definitely got the best guy, because even when I took him to play with the other band and Burn Your Halo, he changed those guys, dude, and made them a real band. Dude.
Oh yeah, that was some fun stuff. I like listening to it, man. That was
it was
I enjoyed
crazy.
it.
Those guys, and he went off in that band, and but both bands, he would do that with us too. He would just add parts that I just was like, what the fuck? How did you come up with that?
Yeah, he was like, that was his thing, man. The arrangements, and he'd be like, because our songwriting process, for the most part, like, Jason would write a lot of like riffs. Sometimes he would come with complete songs, but a lot of times it was like an idea, and they would be like, hey, I got this idea for a song, and he'd play kind of what he envisioned, and then like we'd all kind of like, well, maybe we should do this, and then Paul would be like, I think we should take this part and move it here, and just and that's how our songs became our songs.
Yeah, it was the real way. That was the real way to do writing, because then everyone could sit there and marinate with it, and then come up with something cool.
Well, Anthony, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but I remember many times, and I my memory, it was a while ago, but I know my memory is pretty good. And Anthony, maybe you could refresh my memory with you and Jason, because I know it happened probably once or twice, but with Paul and Jason all the time, we would be in the process of writing, and working through the music, and then one of them would snap at the other. So I would just take my stuff off.
Yeah, we just unplugged.
And then Nick would go, "Oh yeah, okay, you're right." And then we just go outside, swim or just shoot the crap, and then there would be yelling, and eventually sometimes something would break or there'd be something loud. and there he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah,
baby.
we would straight up we would unplug and just walk away and let Jason and Paul fight it out.
Yep,
And then you knew when to go back in because you hear, "Oh yeah, that's good, man. You're such a good musician. So are you, man. You're amazing." All right.
They would start jamming it again and be like, "Okay, they worked it out."
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of that way, wasn't it?
Remember that, Jason? Paul would get all melodramatic because you'd be telling him something, so he'd go, "Fine," and he'd get all melodramatic and be like, "Dude, what the heck? What the heck, lady? Why are you getting all upset?" And then okay.
We used to throw things at each other. That was for sure.
Yeah, there was always a Bud Light bottle going somewhere, dude. That's what I remember.
Dude, so I remember one specific one, and it was when we were writing "Stay Hateful." And Jason wrote this like really off-timey riff. I don't even know what the time signature was, but they started arguing about fucking time signature.
They did,
and it was so great.
No, it's like 6 something.
Hey,
No, it's a flamenco time, and it was 5/7, and Paul knew that, and I was calling it a 7/9 time. And Paul was like, "It's the same fucking thing. You don't understand what you're talking about."
Yeah,
and
Jason,
he ended up being right, of course, because he knew timing way better than me. In fact, that's something Paul taught me a lot about, was timing. But yeah, most of the time it was him and I were fighting about how things were going to be arranged and timing. And
you'd be like, "I know he's having a lot of problems in his life, but don't fucking bother me with it."
Yeah. Yeah. And only Jason would argue with a drummer about timing.
Yeah.
And he lost me at flamenco. Like, I'm like, the hell are you talking about?
But I learned about timing because of that, because I didn't listen to I never did that either, Josh. I would just listen to the riff and write to the riff and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna wait a little bit so I don't sing too much." And then I was like, "Oh shit, these guys are fucking for real." These guys are talking shit.
Anthony, it was the same thing for me, man. I think that's the one thing I got from Paul.
Yeah.
Was I got things from everybody, obviously, in the band, at least I feel like, but with Paul, it was more about timing and arrangement.
Yeah.
Paul was really good at that. Nick, you were like the technical guy that can fix my gear and tell me what to buy and arrange shows and talk with people. And
hey, Jason,
dude, we would never have had an internet without the guy. We never would. Or you too, Josh. You started helping too with that. You started doing.
Yeah, do you guys? Yeah, what I remember about Nick. First of all, Nick is a social. Like he took over.
You wanted to say social butterfly. I know you did.
Yeah, man. I did, but I didn't want to call him a butterfly.
You did.
He goes, we have to all get a MySpace. And me and Jason were like, "Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, bro. What the fuck is MySpace?"
Yeah.
Fucking you of us, MySpace, your ass, like whatever the fuck that is, dude. Fuck
That's how old this fucking band is. MySpace was a thing.
Me and Jason were like, "No way, dude. You'll never see us on there. Fuck that."
No.
2 weeks later, we're on it.
Yep. And then Jason, we had to yell at Jason and be like, "Dude, when we play shows, you need to fucking hang out and talk to people." Because Jason would pack up and fucking leave.
Yeah.
Well, he also had fucking kids, dude. And we, come on.
Yeah, and that's the funny thing is
well, my brother had kids too.
Right.
Josh had kids.
But I just neglected him.
His kids were old.
It had nothing to do with the kids, man. It had nothing to do with the kids. I just didn't want to talk with people, really, because it was always the same.
To give you an excuse, man.
Yeah.
I don't like people, Anthony. That's my excuse.
All right.
Yeah.
And you know what? Nick's story is true. I punched the drummer in the garage.
That's right. He's in the garage.
It was not my brother, but Josh was there. Yeah. But he told me that I was telling him, "Hey, listen, you're stoned every time you come here. You're not on time anytime. I don't feel like you're very dedicated." And he stood up and he was like, well, I don't feel like you're very dedicated. And I'm like, okay, well, that's the end of this.
Next thing you know, I'm breaking it up. I'm like, I should probably call Paul. I'm gonna give Paul a call.
Yeah, dude, I'm so glad you did, because that was, of course, the other selling point, was that dude just being a monster. And
he is a monster,
dude,
man.
I can play that fucking Morbid Angel song, or do you want me to play like Paul or Bill Ward? Sure, no problem.
You know what I liked is when Paul and I would get in a fight and you guys would leave and you guys would be outside or doing whatever you were doing.
Yep.
Paul would offer to get up and play the song that I wrote on guitar by himself to show me how to do it correctly. Yeah.
Let me show you how to play this the right way.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the moment where you're like, yeah, you know what? Maybe you have the timing down and I don't have it down.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah, I remember Jason was, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it was Jason was telling me that, like, when I came to kind of try out, because like Jason wasn't 100% on board with having another guitar player at that point.
No, I wasn't.
And I showed up with all my gear and I listened to a couple songs and I like jumped right in. And I just started playing stuff. And Jason was like, at that point, he was like, all right, let's do this, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and I prepped you. I prepped him, Jason, because I was like, look, just don't.
Josh, of course you prepped him, dude.
Yeah. I was like, dude. Yeah. I'm just letting you know right now, Jason's not gonna like you. Don't say anything. Don't try to add anything. Just play. You know. But that's
thanks,
the thing with
Josh.
Nick.
I appreciate that, man. That's great.
Yeah, Nick was perfect for us because Nick came in and, you know, Nick has got skill and he's got talent, but he's a humble dude. He's just there to kick some ass, you know. He's not there to have this.
You know, guys, we all
ego.
served our purpose in this band. All of us served our own purpose as it came up, and the best part is everything was always a democracy. Nothing was ever a single decision. Nothing was dictated by anybody.
Yeah.
We all voted on everything, the way we did things, including songwriting and what was going to be there. Sometimes, Anthony, you and I would stay up till 1 a.m. at my place writing a song.
Yep.
And then we wouldn't get anywhere with it.
Yep.
Other times we would. I mean, we worked as a democracy. That was the best thing.
Yeah.
That was the best thing, man.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I loved that. That taught me a lot about songwriting, because I mean, we didn't even have a drummer. Like, we didn't have a drum machine. We would just sit there and write riffs and come up with lyrics together and try to just come up that way, and then show it to everybody. And then they go, well, fuck, dude. Like,
no, I remember, Anthony, I remember a demo that you and I wrote, and we worked really hard on it. We worked on it really late, and you were like, no, play this riff a little longer, because we're gonna do the chorus half on this time, and then the regular chorus we're gonna do it all the way. And the band was like, no, we don't like it. And you know what? You and I were like, fuck. Yeah.
But those are the breaks, dude. Those are, you know.
I know, man.
I remember we all like did stuff. Like, it was weird. Like, I remember, like, remember, Josh, there was like the bass line in Lifescapes. You were like, dude, fuck, I hate this shit. I hate this shit, dude. This shit sucks, dude. And then Jason, you were like, give me the fucking bass. And then you sat down and you recorded that part, and you're like, son, print it. Josh refused to play it like that.
And I was like, man, that's stupid, dude. Can't you write more
Slayer? Your own way live too. You played it your own way live. It was great.
It was, man. It was, dude. You know, and that was so fun about how we wrote stuff, man. You know, I remember sitting down and recording, you know, Inertia, which, you know, I love that song, but you know, writing the bass line for that's something I wrote while we were recording. You know, we sat down and recorded, and the band was, the thing I loved about this band is that it really turned into a family. I mean, look at us now.
Yeah.
You know, it was a family. We drank together.
Josh, we all look better than you right this point, sweetie. We all look better than you.
Dude, no, I already told Anthony. that. I told him.
Everybody looks pretty goddamn good for that, for the age we are. I think if we kept it going, dude, we would be one of those bands that looked good, you know?
Yeah.
Look at the fucking Rolling Stones. Have you seen the Rolling Stones, dude?
Yeah, they look like death.
Yeah, you gotta see Keith Richards. Yeah. It looks so bad. He looks like he's a walking mummy.
Yeah, he doesn't look good at all.
Yeah, I mean, you look
not
great.
at all.
You're fine, bro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like
man.
we were talking earlier about the Dimebag tribute show that we did, which
Oh.
to this day was like
Best
one
show.
of my favorite shows we ever played.
Same here. And I played in Japan in front of
Yeah.
15,000 people, and that's still one of my favorite shows.
Yeah, dude, like just the energy that everybody brought to that show, crowd, all the bands that played, it was great. But
the crowd went crazy for every band. I remember that. Like,
and I remember because like so we put together that medley that we did. It was a lot
that
of
was
different.
awesome.
And no one else did a medley.
We also did
That was
fucking
Paul. You guys know that was a lot of Paul.
Yeah,
on that one.
Yeah.
I thought it was you, Jason. I thought you were the idea for that.
No, that was a lot of Paul.
Yeah.
Paul put a lot of that together, not me.
It was just do all the fucking Hostile. And
yeah, and that was the thing is we did fucking Hostile, and I remember we showed up to the show to start loading our gear in, and there was a band on the stage playing fucking Hostile.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, here we go. And then like 2 bands later, somebody else played it. I'm like, Jesus, people are gonna get sick of this song by the time we go on.
Nick, tell me if I remember correctly. All of you guys, tell me if I remember right. If I remember correctly, nobody played the guitar solo.
Man. Here's the thing. Here's how I remember.
I don't recall anyone playing the guitar solo in that song.
I remember someone coming up to us after we played saying that was the best version of the song tonight.
Yeah.
So I don't remember hearing anyone else play it but us. I remember people did play it. They told us that, but I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I remember
as we pulled up and we were loading gear, there was somebody playing it. I'm like, oh my God, here we go.
I remember that. I try to remember that now. I couldn't remember it, but I remember that people were playing it like that night. They told us that. Somebody told us that. And they said ours was the best.
I have the recording of that thing. Do you guys have that?
We do.
Dude,
Josh,
I've been looking for that. I want to find because I know between the 5 of us,
I have it.
We have recordings of that stuff.
Somebody has that. I have nothing. I have nothing.
Like I have.
I do. I have that live version. I think Josh has more of the live video than.
Yeah, I do. I have a
most
box
people.
of it.
Actually, video is one of the things I'm trying to find because I have literally 2 clips.
Josh, you're in trouble now, brother.
I have 2 clips of us playing live, and they're just small clips that like sound quality was crap, so I kind of overdubbed the album versions onto them.
You did a good job, Nick. You did a great job.
Here you go, Jason. I just found it. Look.
Fucking good God, you do have.
I've got that CD.
Yeah.
I have it on my computer. I don't even have any CDs. Well, I got an old CD of Torsion before the 2 of you joined up with us or came in with us or whatever.
I still got riffs, dog. I got riffs and your vocals on it, and just the vocals in the riff. I still have those CDs too.
Well, just don't share my vocals, and we'll be good to go.
Because
at this point, I tell people I don't sing.
It's all burned into one. So, it's just
I tell people I don't sing. So if we can stick to that, we'll be good to go.
Why? You're the best singer.
Yeah, I thought Jason sung great, man.
Amazing.
Guys, relax. No.
It's great. I love if you and I could sing together now, it's going to be a whole different story now, boy. It's going to be really cool. Now doing this together, it's going to be.
You guys suck ass.
It's going to be great. You're going to have to sing something. You have to sing.
Hey, Anthony, I want to point something out. You said something before I joined that I want to, if you don't mind me correcting, I'm going to correct it. Okay.
Of course. I can't remember. I don't remember shit. So you know better.
Okay. Listen, when you joined the band and you started writing most of the lyrics, Jesus Christ, you were writing 95% of the lyrics.
Sort of, yeah.
Most of the time you would say, when I was singing after you joined the band, it was because you were the one saying, hey, you're going to sing on this part.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no, it's okay. And you're like, no, there's a spot for you. Here's some lyrics. Just sing it.
Sure.
And
I did that a couple times because your voice.
A couple times, dude. You did that every single time.
hey, I'm gonna piggyback on that since you're talking on him, like saying, hey, you're gonna do this. Jason was famous for
oh yeah,
what was it? My Salvation.
Guys,
Jason's like, hey Nick, you're gonna play a solo here.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
I'm not a lead player. Even to this day,
I'm
not a lead player.
Blood Soaked Angel.
But Nick, you played the fucking lead and you did a phenomenal job.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, you played a couple of leads. I remember one time recording a lead with you, and I told you, hey, I think it sounded good with a wah pedal. and I
Yep.
controlled the wah pedal while
Yep.
you played the lead.
Yeah, because I was like, I need to concentrate on what I'm playing here.
Yeah.
So Jason was
And you
like,
did
okay,
a great job, man.
I'll do the wah while you do
Yep.
the lead.
You did it. No. It was the other way around, Nick. It was the other way around. I did the wah. You did the lead.
Right. Yeah.
It was great. It was great, man.
Yeah,
It was great. You did a good job.
Yeah. Turned out good.
Hey, do you guys, speaking of orders, you remember when we were recording at your house, Jason, and then Anthony came to us like, okay, guys, we're all gonna scream into the mic.
Yes.
The
And
group
I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yes.
I don't think any of us wanted to do that. Anthony
we all
was
did
the
it.
only one that wanted to do that.
Yeah.
None of us wanted to do that shit.
We all did it over and over again.
10 times.
I'm
But it
like-
sounded
I'm like-
fucking awesome.
10
I'm like,
times.
bro,
when it was done.
get a tic tac up in here.
Well, dude, I mean, think about, like, for me, it was like Old Testament songs, you know, old Megadeth songs. Me and Jason would talk about all the time, and there was a lot of group shouts in those fucking songs.
Yeah,
and
it
you know,
turned out great.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially a song like Inertia, which you don't expect it to come.
So there's one thing in the formation of Slaves that I don't think was mentioned yet, and I think it is. Well, we almost got there. I think we almost got there, and it was when the drummer left for obvious reasons that I already explained, and then we got Nick, we got Paul, and then Anthony came in. I think the reason, Nick, that you were in and that Anthony was in and Paul was in, and we started a whole new band. So you guys weren't even in. We started a completely new band. It was totally different than Torsion.
Yeah.
We all. I mean, Paul's not here. That fucker. But the rest of us got to, at the very least, submit to the idea that if it wasn't for Josh, and I'm not saying this because he's my brother and I love him. Shut up, Josh. I'm trying to say something. Give me a minute. I didn't fucking finish yet, Dick. Let me finish. If it wasn't for Josh, you're not even give me a minute, man.
No.
If it wasn't for Josh, it wouldn't have happened this way.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened this way, man.
No,
Josh,
you're right.
If it wasn't for Josh, I mean,
Josh-
Anthony, that's who you called.
Yeah. Other
Nick,
than
that you were
was
friends
his
with
phone
Josh
number.
already.
yeah, other than you,
Yeah, it was all Josh.
Josh recruited everybody in the band.
Yes.
Yeah, including me.
Yeah.
Including me.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to change the name, Jason. I remember that. You didn't like this for some reason. Or was it just because of these guys tried to sue you? Or you just didn't like the name? I couldn't remember if it was.
I didn't like the name Slaves for Scores because I just thought that poem, well, I don't mean to get mushy, but that poem was kind of important to me. And I didn't like the idea of the name being based on a poem I wrote. And you guys outvoted me, so I was kind of
but
fucked.
it's a great name.
choice.
Nobody has that name. It's very unique.
I would like to propose a new name, though. I don't know if Nick is going to let me. It's his
There's no
podcast.
way. I'm not going to let you either. Outvoted again.
Okay, never mind. I'm already getting outvoted, and we're not even 5 minutes fucking
Yeah,
into this
dude,
thing.
no way. Like,
Okay.
it's a great. It's
Okay, never mind.
amazing. Well, I mean, he's going to call it Slaves for Scores re-uploaded. So there you go. It is different.
The word slave in this day and age with these awake people is not going to go very well.
Oh no, dude, you're right. Oh no, I forgot about that.
That's why I'm saying that we might want to think about something different. And I have another proposal for another name, but maybe we can do that offline.
Yeah, we'll do it
offline.
offline.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to be that mad about it.
I'm obviously not going to win
I
this.
think we're
I
like
never
pot-
fucking
I think
win
we're
any of our
pot committed
games.
at this point to
Ever.
Slaves for Scores.
Dude, we'll put a Z in the S instead. Slaves.
Sleeves.
Yeah. Slaves.
This is how it went when we were all in a band. I never won anything at all.
Nope.
I never fucking won anything.
Jason
comes
just
out
be like,
unique.
"Hey guys, I was thinking." No.
Nah, that's stupid.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like I
Before
didn't
you
even
say
tell you
anything,
yet.
Oh, is that what
Let
you're
me know.
doing? You're thinking again? Oh, is that what you're doing? That's
A
nice.
ton of
You
your
guys,
ideas are
you guys
stupid.
would just be like, hey, listen, just shut the fuck up. Give us your music and shut up.
Yeah.
We're going to arrange all these.
Smart.
We're going to write all the lyrics and shut the fuck up. We're going to go from there.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Bring us your ideas.
Yeah,
Keep
dude. That's how
feeding
it's
us
gotta go.
riffs.
Yeah, he was a music machine, and then as soon as he went outside that, it's like, dude, that's a terrible idea. Anything outside of the music, because that's all he did. He pumped out music,
Yeah.
all this stuff. But as soon as he took off his guitar, he's like, hey, I got a idea for the no, what?
No.
Dude, get out of here.
Put your guitar
Play
back
your
on.
guitar.
Thanks,
Play your
Josh.
guitar.
I would have thought you would have supported me a little more.
I do.
being my brother and all.
Yeah, you're an amazing guitar player.
You are, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, but I don't have very good ideas.
Eh.
I just pump out the music for you guys to arrange.
That's right.
That's
man.
the beauty of it. We're your Lars Ulrich, dude. You're
Yep.
James Hetfield. We're Lars.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an insult. No, no way. No, Lars. Come on.
We'll arrange it.
Come on.
Hey, listen, like I've always said,
Mike
be
Petrucci
as
at the
mad
very
as you
least.
want, dude. His name is on every one of them, dude.
Yep.
Except
It is.
But every song you love, right by it. Right there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate
There's
because
a
he's
reason
terrible.
for that.
Yeah.
Now, there's a reason.
Well, I think the reason for that is because he's a lack of options.
No, come on.
Yeah,
man.
it is.
No. When you're that talented like James Hetfield, you can have anybody. He knows this guy knows something that we don't know.
Did you know that Cliff Burton and Kirk Hammett were going to kick him out?
They say that. But he owns the name. How are you going to kick him out?
Very true.
He owns it alone. By
Hey,
himself.
Jason.
Very true.
Jason, I don't, and on a subject change, Anthony, when you joined the band, I really, I really love his singing.
Yeah, I
he's
do
a
too.
great singer.
I do too.
I really did, and
You guys got to relax with that.
Get a new microphone.
I really thought we needed someone. I wanted to see what we could do with a singer and what they would bring. Jason just concentrating on the guitar, but that's really what I liked about you, Anthony. Is you brought, obviously your vocals were exactly what we needed, but also your stage presence.
Yeah.
You controlled that stage, the energy. I mean, you pumped me up. I'm kind of like going, and I look over, and I'm like, dude, man, this guy, I gotta step it up. This guy's got it,
good,
man.
dude. Because I've been in bands since then, dude. That are bigger bands.
Yeah.
And no one moved like us.
Dude.
You moved though. Josh,
Yeah.
You moved. At least.
Yeah.
I've been in bands where dudes just stand
The
there.
problem is you guys didn't have long hair back then. That
Yeah.
was the problem.
Yeah.
Well,
and
yeah.
that helps,
Jason
too.
could just stand
Like,
still
where were you
and
guys?
headbang, and it looked cool. The
Yeah,
rest of us,
but
we had to
Actually,
jump
you know
around.
what? I got to admit, I don't know if you guys remember this. Maybe you do. I don't think maybe either. Nick, you might remember this, but I used to keep my hair back all the time. And eventually Josh
I
was
was
like,
like,
dude,
dude, what the?
take your
Yeah.
fucking hair out.
Yeah.
Take your fucking hair out when you play guitar.
Yeah.
Don't go up on stage with
a
your
rock
hair
show,
tied back in a ponytail, you fucking fag.
Yeah.
Take your fucking hair out.
I remember pictures of you with that
Yeah.
ponytail playing. I'm like, dude, he doesn't give a fuck. What is this, sound check? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, dude, unleash that. Unleash it. And then
Yep.
I'd look over at my brother, and he's just got nothing but hair, and he's just,
Yeah, dude. It looked awesome.
I was like, dude, that is rock and roll.
See, that's the thing. Like guys like Jason don't have to move much.
He doesn't
They
have
just
to
do.
move.
Yeah, like me, I remember like me at practice, like me and Josh would be like practicing these like fucking time
Jumps.
jumps and shit
Jumps,
on
yeah,
parts of the
yeah.
song, and Jason's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing that." I'm
No,
fucking,
but the thing is, Nick, is we would jump, and he would fling his hair up, and his hair would be
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
up.
yep,
I remember at one point all three of us were jumping in the
Yeah.
air, and
Yeah.
then you just see the hair. And I
Yeah.
think there's a photo of something like that somewhere. And
yep,
we're all doing the
Yeah.
jump.
Maybe.
good stuff.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I still love your vocals, Jason. You're gonna have to sing on some shit.
yeah.
Relax, Anthony.
Sing it all, baby.
So other than the Dimebag show, any other like memorable shows you remember specific?
The first.
I remember one.
Hit me.
Which one?
I remember one that we played. Anthony, my friend, you weren't there yet.
Okay.
And I remember Josh had already talked to me about finding another singer. Nick, you did as well. Both of you did. And I was down for it. I was good for it. And I think it was the last show at the Mason Jar that we played. And I think Josh and I had had a couple beers before we played, so we had to take a piss. And we were actually we're brothers, so piss off, but we were taking a piss right next to each other and talking. We're brothers, man. We can do that. It doesn't matter. Man,
Cross the
it doesn't
streams,
fucking
dude.
matter.
Cross the stream.
Shut up, Nick. So we were taking a piss, and I remember something Josh said to me. It really solidified me kind of relaxing, I think. And it was Josh looked at me, he's like, dude, it's all on you, man. This is all on you. And I was like, what?
What does that
He's
mean?
like, yeah, man, it's all on you. Josh, do you remember that?
Yeah, I do, man. I remember
Yeah,
a lot of
Josh,
inspirational quotes.
You meant it, though. You meant it. You meant
I
what you
did.
said. You weren't kidding.
No, I
You
did.
meant it. And it
I
was a
did.
lot of pressure, which the pressure didn't bother me, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? I think we need to expand this a little bit so we can be a collective, and it's not just me.
Yeah.
This is not healthy if it's just me, because we're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
No,
I think, don't you guys have that show on video? Like I saw that show.
Yeah, man.
Like
Yeah.
I've seen
probably,
that
dude.
show.
There's a
I
lot
have-
of
I got
videos out
pictures.
there on VHS that somebody has somewhere.
Well, listen, I
Josh,
remember vividly
Josh has
you
them.
guys giving me a show on VHS that I didn't keep. That you guys someone wanted it back, and it was the last show with that guy, and the place was packed.
Yeah.
Full of
Yeah.
fucking people.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we used to bring all our hard drinking military friends
Yeah,
to our shows.
Yeah, there's actually Anthony,
You mean like Paul?
that show is actually the one to make sure we show. I think I have that, and you could
have it.
see Paul's wife
Yep.
walking up on the video, and she's holding her beer up. She doesn't see the mosh pit circling,
Oh no!
and then you
And
see
she
it.
gets
And you
it. I remember that. Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
like
she's
that
gone.
scene out of Jaws where the chick's getting whipped along the
yeah. and then I was
She
like,
got
oh,
fucked
you know, the
up,
mosh
man.
pit. Get her.
So I remember my first show with the band after I joined. It was a fucking house party. I don't even remember who.
Dude.
I don't
The one
remember
up in
where we.
Flagstaff? The one up in Flagstaff?
No. It
No,
was.
no.
We played some fucking house party. I don't even
Dude,
remember who it was.
That was some of my friend's house party.
Dude, and I remember
remember
before
that.
that show, do you remember me like hooking up a strobe light to a fucking guitar foot switch to
I was
turn it
just
on
gonna
and
say
off?
that. I was like, dude, Nick,
Only you, Nick. Only
Yeah,
you would do that, dude.
Big shit to construct, bro.
dude, he did. He'd hit his foot, and then the strobe would
The
go
strobe would
off.
come on, and it was during we were playing Heavy Asia and the I would hit the strobe on those parts.
Yep.
Yeah,
was
dude,
awesome.
I did a tour where there was an opening band and they brought these boxes with them, and when they stood on them, they did that. And then so every time they would stand on them like during a heavy fucking part, and it was so fucking.
I remember playing that show, and I remember the cops coming and fucking shutting it down.
Yeah, dude.
I remember that now. I remember
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that Heavy Asia song. Anthony, you were talking.
Oh yeah,
I think you and Nick were talking about influences.
yeah.
Obviously, a lot of my influences were Megadeth. There's no way around that. You can't get around that because I was really impressed how he could play the riffs, that complex, like Holy War riff that he's playing and singing at the same time.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to learn how to do that because I was the original singer. So I wanted to learn how to do that. So they were a big influence. But my main, not my main, but one of my other influences, aside from Megadeth, of the two main influences was, you guys are going to know this, was Dream Theater. Because the complexity behind what they play, behind the timing and the
Chris
scale.
Proctor used to like this guy a lot. I remember that.
Yeah, who?
Chris Proctor. Remember this guitar player?
Anthony, you are the shit, dude. You know who that is?
Of course, we used to listen to it together, and I used to go,
My-
"Man, this is awesome."
God, dude.
Yeah.
I have not heard that name from anyone in the longest time, brother. I commend you.
I still would listen to it every now and then, man. That's good. That guy's amazing. And
Hey,
Just so
check
you guys,
this out.
hear
just
that in our
so
songs.
you and Josh
Look
know,
who we got in the chat here, man.
Paul,
oh,
Paul, join up, man.
Yeah, man. Let me know if you want to come in here. I'll shoot you. a
yeah,
link.
dude. Come on.
Hey, before Paul gets in here, he says anything. One thing I want to say about Paul, and I've known Paul. I
can't
knew.
talk right now.
Yeah, because I don't want him to say anything.
Right.
But I remember when Paul and I were in Korea, man, and he was in a band. But I would always notice Paul would drink, and then he would get on another level of drinking. Like he would get better.
Paul
Like,
always got on another level of
You don't,
drinking.
dude, but that's not always true. Remember when he played that show at the Mason Jar and he didn't get better?
Yeah. There's a fine
it was the
line
fucking worst thing
between
ever.
getting better and getting worse.
Because I told
worse
Jason,
at the
I
same
was like,
time.
Jason, does Paul suck right now?
Dude,
I was like, that's
I'll
weird.
never forget Josh looking back at him and going, "Get your fucking shit together, dude."
Yeah. I was like, dude, I was like, Paul, where are you, dog?
You go, "Get your shit together, please."
Yeah. Paul was a machine, man. But yeah, he would. I remember he would have a beer and a shot. I was like, dude, if I did that one time,
That was
man,
the only time I saw him get like that to where it didn't work, and then every time after that, it was still fine. I was like,
Dude,
wow, it was like a hiccup in the Matrix.
Yeah, most of the time he could moderate himself where he
Yeah.
was good.
Totally.
Well,
He never
Paul
did
was
that
the
in-
only
in
one at the
Burger
bar
Halo.
before
Never.
any of us even started.
Yeah.
Paul was the only one at the bar at the
Yeah.
Mason Jar or any show we
Christ, he
played
was at the other
before
bar,
we ever started.
Mason Jar. He went to
Yeah.
the other bar, got fucked up there, and then came back to the Mason Jar, drank there.
I
and then
remember that.
on stage.
Yeah.
I go, wow,
yeah,
man, what
I
the
remember
fuck?
that, man.
Anthony, you know what I liked about Paul too is when he would get really drunk, he would start talking like a British rocker.
Yeah,
Like, what are you talking about, man?
yeah, dude. Yeah.
Like this, it's a 4-4, man. I'm like, Paul, I'm not. I want to know the way to Taco Bell, man.
Dude, we used to sit around and listen to the Misfits being this guy drunk and just fucking say the stupidest shit, dude. I love it.
Yeah, the Misfits I'd imagine. You know, one thing I liked, this is a silly memory I got, I guess, from, the five of us together, is when I would get outvoted, because Nick's right. I got outvoted more than anybody did.
All the time.
I got outvoted more than anybody did. But when I did get outvoted, I have to admit, you guys always gave me this look of, listen, I'm really sorry that you're such an idiot, but we just don't agree. You guys always gave me that look of like sympathy. Like you guys are really
dude,
nice
we don't want to. You're the leader of the band. We don't want to say no. But we have to say no.
Clearly, I was not the leader of the band, Anthony. Clearly, I was not the leader of the band.
Somebody has to be the leader. But
Yeah,
you were always kind of the leader. So it was like, okay, we have to tell him we don't like it, dude. He's gonna be pissed.
Well, and
you guys are always so nice about it. You're like, dude, I'm sorry, but your idea just fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Like,
You're
it's
like
just
Dave
not.
Mustaine. Like you're
We're not
Dave
Dream
Mustaine
Theater. We're
if
not
Dave
going to
Mustaine's
do
a
like
good guy.
512 counts all day for you. I'm sorry, we can't do that.
Yeah, dude, and I remember at one point, like you were writing like more and more like complex kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at you one day and be like, dude, all right, I don't want to be just standing on the stage looking at my fretboard because I have to concentrate so hard. Like, write some shit I can jump around to.
I also
Nick,
think I remember saying one time, even you went real serious. You're like, dude, I'm gonna quit the band. Like, I can't play this. Like, I don't.
Dude, Anthony and Nick, you're 100% right. And I remember a lot of times Nick and I would have these conversations on the drive home.
Yeah.
And Paul, because Paul and we would all drive together.
Yeah.
And then I'd kind of get that, and then Paul and Nick would be like, "Okay, you gonna talk to your brother?"
Yeah, Josh was the psychologist. Josh was the psychologist of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up with this dude, but now I'm trying to, man, how do I talk to this dude? Like, hey, Jason, can we just write like New Strength or Veins or? I just want to smash my head through the wall.
Yep.
I remember.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a detailed story, but I'm gonna be quick about it. Nick, we were writing Adversary and the Antidote. We were practicing it and writing it at Paul's house.
Yep.
And you and I drove home with Josh. And before we drove home, you and I, all of us were there. Anthony, you were there too. In fact, I'm sorry, brother. You had just broken up with your girlfriend and you were writing some badass fucking lyrics.
Awesome.
I think so, but that
at
was
that time. You had just broken up with that girl, and the lyrics that you wrote were so fucking hateful. It was fucking amazing.
That was brand new disease.
Yeah, dude. Those lyrics were like, oh my God.
Adversary was
Oh my God.
Jason.
Hey, Jason, just talking about Anthony and his story. Anthony, I remember coming over to Anthony's, and I think I had actually given him an invitation. It had glitter in it.
Yeah, no, you mailed it. You mailed it.
I mailed it to him, and Anthony opened it, and glitter fell out, and he's like, he looked at his girlfriend, he's like, pick that shit up.
Only you would.
I was like, dude, this guy's that is so gangster.
I remember that shit. Yeah.
The craziest part was
clean that shit up.
And she picked it up. I was like, wow.
That's why we broke up, dude.
All right, I got it. You guys got to let me finish this thing about Nick, because it's the only time Nick and I actually got into it. And Nick set me straight really well on the way home. And Josh, you were driving. We were doing Adversary. And I have to admit, back then I was a different person. So please understand that. But I was pretty impatient. Stop, Anthony. I haven't even said anything yet. Jesus Christ, man.
I don't know how accurate
I
that
haven't
is.
said anything yet. I was really impatient. And Nick was not getting that 5/7 timing down.
Yeah.
And I got really frustrated. Nick's like, you know what? I just can't play that. I just can't fucking play that. We need to work together on it. Don't get frustrated. Be nice about it. And I was like, oh, man.
Nick was awesome, man. Nick was awesome.
You just fucking took my heart. I got nothing to say because I love you. And
Yeah, perfect guitar player. For this
Oh,
band.
man. Fucked me up.
That's what you needed. You needed all these personalities to work together like that.
We all did. I think we all did.
Because dude, I'll tell you straight up, like you made me a better guitar player because you forced me into areas where I wouldn't have gone on my own. Like you made me uncomfortable. Like I was saying earlier, like, hey, you're gonna play a solo here.
Yeah.
The fuck I am. Like, you know, on my own, I would not have gone there. And a lot of the stuff that we played, I wouldn't have gone there on my own. So like you made me a better guitar player.
Yeah, we all pushed each other in a weird way.
Yeah.
I made him sing.
We did.
I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, you got a great voice. You have your own.
We did.
Not only is it a great voice, but it's an original voice.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like anyone else. You sound like you. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jason was my brother, so you know I had that special kind of. I wasn't too worried about him, but I did want to make him. I did want to add whatever I could. I mean, I wanted to be the best I could for him. But Paul's
Josh
the one who
started the band.
Yeah.
You started the band. But that was
What
your
are you
deal.
talking about? You started the fucking band. What are you
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about?
Jason, you know Paul made me the most nervous because I just knew Paul. I knew not that Jason, you didn't demand to be perfect, but you're my brother. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're brothers. But Paul, I was always afraid he'd come up, get out from behind the drums, and just take my bass. You know what I'm saying?
I was afraid he was going to take my guitar.
You're playing it wrong.
It's like, freak, man, you got to make Paul happy. Like, you got to
I was always afraid
right.
Paul would just take my guitar and be like, Jason, you don't know how to fucking count or play this music. Let me show you how to do it. I was always afraid. Like when we play 4/4, I mean, did you guys know that on the recording of 4/4 on our Inertia album, that's all Nick. I'm not playing anything on that song.
What song is 4/4 again?
Razor Wrist.
Thank you.
That's Helen's side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah.
I don't play any guitar on that song. That's all Nick. I wasn't there for that.
Yeah.
Isn't it Paul?
Paul actually ended up telling me, like, you know what? You were a little slow that day, so it's probably better that Nick did it because it's kind of fast.
Dude,
I'm like, yeah, okay.
dude, on that subject, I have to bring this up because you and me talked about this like a couple weeks ago on the phone. On the subject of like shit just happening and it ending up on an album. Brand New Disease, man. Brand New Disease.
I don't want to talk about Brand New Disease. Nick,
So
don't start. Don't do it.
No, this is happening, man. So Jason, Jason brought this idea of this song. It was, great fucking song, but he didn't have a solo written for it. He wanted to write a song. So when we recorded it, he just laid down some bullshit.
I remember that.
Where the solo would go.
Yep.
And then
And you fucking
Paul was just like,
you guys are gonna fucking send this to a producer?
print it.
yeah.
So we ended up with this kick-ass fucking song with, in my opinion, a lame fucking solo.
Yeah.
It was a horrible solo.
But,
Great song.
I'm telling you, man.
Horrible.
I'm telling you, man. We're gonna fucking remedy that shit because that.
And you guys remember that producer was Ralph Santola.
Ralph Santola. Yep.
Well, I remember meeting. Didn't we meet with him?
Yeah, we
Jason?
sat
I
down with
remember
him,
having that meeting.
Except
with
Jason,
him,
of course.
Yeah, Jason was like, "Let me know when this is done."
Jason, no, and I'm like, you wrote all this.
I don't meet people, guys. I never met people. You know that. I don't meet people. I don't talk to people.
Yeah, it was
Except
awesome.
you guys.
But that was awesome. Yeah, that was fun.
Yep. Working with Ralph there was
And
pretty
then that
cool.
ex-girlfriend was there, remember? And Paul was wasted, and he kept going up to him, and be like, "Hey, what you fucking do?"
Yeah, yeah. Paul was
That
was funny too.
that Brand New Disease song, man. I wrote that I think at like 1 a.m, and I put everything together. I sent it to Paul, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think?" And then I never heard back from Paul. And the next thing I saw was you guys had a fucking thing put together for it.
Yeah.
Because I used a metronome to record everything.
Perfect.
So you guys had everything put together.
Yeah.
I'm like, Paul, that wasn't supposed to be the guitar solo.
Too
I haven't
bad.
written anything yet. He's like, well,
Nah, dude.
the song's kind of there. Like, dude, what the fuck?
Too bad.
Dude, we're gonna remedy that shit though, because we're gonna redo that song, and you're gonna write a fucking kick-ass
Yeah,
solo
you write
like
it
you
yourself.
did with fucking Spreading. You know, like dude,
That
anytime you
Invasion
sat
is
down,
just such a good song. that
Spreading
we
is
just were
amazing.
like, this doesn't need arranged.
yeah,
This
dude,
doesn't need an arrangement.
every time you
just
sat
plays.
down and purpose wrote a solo,
Yeah.
it was fucking amazing, man.
Yeah.
So you're gonna sit down and you're gonna write a fucking solo for that song,
There you
and it's
go.
gonna be kick-ass.
But the song itself.
You know,
is
Nick, the last time, Nick, you talked about this, I don't know if you guys remember this. Do you guys remember recording that song? What is that song called? That one,
Love Lays and Waste.
Angel or Angel.
Oh, Blood-Soaked Angel.
Thank you.
Blood-Soaked
Anthony,
Angel,
yes.
yeah.
Well, Anthony, you named all the songs, so I have to kind of dip in
I'm
where I
trying
can.
to remember them too. Sometimes it's hard. I got so many other songs in my head.
Yeah, Blood-Soaked Angel, that was the one that I brought that riff, like that opening riff into,
yes.
and
then
like
Jason was gonna make
Jason was like
a
I was like
dirt part.
yeah,
And
I was
that's
like
what we
I've got this riff, but I don't know where to go with it.
It's high-speed dirt.
And then fucking Jason came in and was like, let's do this. And it was like, and then again, it was that perfect example of how we fucking wrote shit.
Yep.
It was somebody would bring an idea up, and then everybody would kind of fucking bounce things off of it,
He
and it would become a song.
goes,
There
"Yeah,
was a
let's
point in
do a
that
part
song
with
where we were recording it, and we were just kind of listening to the rhythm, and we were all there, the
Yeah.
four of us. Paul was there too, but I think there was this part after the second verse and the short chorus in the beginning where Nick was like, that sounds like something should be there because it's like a kind of a bit of a breakdown. There should be a melody. And I remember saying, hey, Paul, let me try something. Stop it. Let me record something. And that first little melody or
That little mini solo, yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning, it was on the fly. I'm not even sure I could play it now if I wanted to because it was just immediate. I just sat down and played it.
You better fucking learn.
Sounds like you, Nick. Sounds like you, man.
Yeah, you're gonna need.
Because you were Nick. You were the one that was like, "Hey, something's got to go there. It can't just be that way. Something's got to go there."
I remember this too, Jason. Lifescapes. At the end of it, we didn't know how to end it, so we just were like, "Hey, we don't have like any blast beats or anything like that, so let's just do that." And we.
That was your idea. That was your idea. I remember that. That was your idea.
Okay, I thought that we just were like somebody said blast beats. I don't remember who it was. Probably me, I guess.
That was you.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good idea
That
too.
was funny.
Yeah.
We were like, how do we end this fucking thing?
Anthony, were you there when we had to play when we played a live show and we all decided to do a cover song for each person and Josh chose Rage Against the Machine?
No. I would have never agreed to that.
Ah, I see.
Never.
Sorry, Josh.
I would have been so.
Put you on the spot, brother.
Yeah, I love me some Rage, man.
I know he does. I remembered you. You said that. I remember.
Yep.
He was like, "System of a Down, Rage Against the Machine, Linkin Park," and I was like, "Stop,
Dude,
stop."
I'm not a big Linkin Park. Paul had just got me into OTEP too. We were
Oh yeah.
we were
I like
driving.
that too. I didn't hate that first record. That was good.
Dude, I love OTEP, but when he put it in, I think I underwhelmed him with my response because he was like, dude, check this out. And now I appreciate OTEP. I mean, I love OTEP.
Well, because
I
of
was
the
like,
drums, it was Joey Jordan.
I was like, I don't know. And he's like, well, I think he was thinking, he's like, maybe I should let this guy out of my car. He's an old friend, but
what do you mean? I don't.
What do you mean?
Then when I got to know Josh, I was like, oh, he likes Obituary and like the real stuff too. I didn't know that. And I was like, wow, he actually likes good stuff too. Awesome.
Yeah.
Not just the bad stuff.
You know, I gotta admit, when I was obviously Josh is about 2 years older than me, just a little bit shy of 2 years, but Josh is about 2 years older than me. And I didn't even know what rock and roll or metal was until Josh showed me, like, I remember when we were little. I think I was maybe 11 or 12 years old, living in Colorado, and Josh brought the Guns N' Roses album home, the first Guns N' Roses album home.
Yeah.
And that changed my whole fucking world.
Yeah.
That one thing changed everything for me.
Remember,
man.
Jason? Remember, we were sleeping, and I brought it home, put it in, and it was like. And I know our mom was upstairs like.
It's the devil. It's the
Because
devil.
before that song was over, she came down and she's like, "What's?" And in salty Bible stories went in.
Oh my
Like,
god.
But
Yeah.
no, you know, growing up though, that was the same with me. Like, you know, like Anthony and Nick are talking, man. Like I was a dude. Like I still think, you know, I obviously my favorite band and the band I love the most is Slayer. I mean, Slayer's my and Anthrax. Yeah, those are my bands. But I appreciate bands like
I get to tell you, I opened for them in Japan.
oh my god, dude!
Yeah,
Don't. Jeez, man. See, don't tell me that stuff because then I'm like,
and
okay,
Megadeth.
I fell short.
Megadeth and them were there.
I've fallen short in life.
Josh, you've always fallen short, brother. It's okay.
I have,
But
dude.
it's okay. But I go ahead.
You're white.
I
And what
agree.
can you do? You're white.
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, but you know what? I was gonna say, I really like bands like Jane's Addiction.
Oh yeah.
I love those. I really appreciate that time of stuff. You know, Rage not so much anymore. I think that was a little phase, but lately
I just didn't like it personally.
You know, Anthony, lately it's been I just can't get Suicidal Tendencies out of my playlist, dude. Just love them. But
you shouldn't, man. You shouldn't get them out of your playlist, brother.
Yeah.
Ever.
No, dude. But I was gonna say that's what I think also made our band so amazing is because you did have, Jason was listening to this, very technical stuff and Nick, he was listening. I mean, I won't pretend to know exactly. I'll let him tell us, but he likes that Seven Dust stuff, that.
Oh yeah. Fuck
that,
yeah.
that kind of stuff.
I actually like
Seven Dust is one of my favorite bands of all time.
Yeah.
And those
And
dudes,
you're not ashamed to say it at all.
no, fuck no, man. Dude, those motherfuckers have been killing it since fucking like 94. I went to see them twice this year, man.
Brother, they make more money than we do. What can we say?
But hey, still, Nick, you're right. I like them a lot, dude. "Cold as a War" is one of my favorite songs, dude. That song's badass. Like,
then Anthony, you would bring up bands I'd never even heard of.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? And I'd go, what is this? And
I remember playing some.
What the fuck is Disharmonia Mundi?
He goes,
Anthony, I was just thinking the same fucking thing. Holy shit. That's the same thing I thought. Like, that's the one thing, Anthony, that you really brought to my head at the very least was, I mean, I have a big array of music that I like. I have a lot. I like anything from like Bach to Pink Floyd to Metallica, Sepultura, death metal. But when you brought like something like In Flames or Children of Bodom or something like that, it was like, okay, that is way off than what I'm used to. That's a totally different kind of music. And it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's what I told Nick before you guys jumped on. I was saying that to me was when I knew you guys weren't idiots. Like, because you guys sat down and you listened to all those songs. You didn't just like go, fuck these guys, dude. Play this, play fucking Rage Against the Machine. You were like, you listened to it and you were like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't like that, but I like that. I like that. I don't like that.
So Anthony, listen, I'm not gonna lie, me being the dick that I always have been. I'm not anymore, by the way. Not anymore at all. But back in the day, if it wasn't for Josh telling me to shut the fuck up and listen, I probably would not have listened to it.
But you do. I think because I cornered you in the car and we had to drive all the way out to their fucking
house.
You
did kind of corner me on those drives, didn't you?
You're fucked. You're fucked. You got to listen to it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you cornered me.
We put in Holy Wars, dude. We listen to that too. You know what I mean?
Because I liked you as a friend, and I didn't want to lose you as a singer. And it's like, okay, I got to listen to this. And then it's like, holy fuck, this stuff is really good. Like the songwriting and the way they, like, especially in Flames, the way things are put together. It's like, man, this is like a recipe.
Yes. Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Dude, like, kind of, oh, holy shit.
Is he here?
Look at this.
Yeah.
Paul's here.
Now it's complete.
Yeah, there he is, the man, the myth. I don't even know if we can all stay on with him.
Fucking getting the band back together, motherfuckers.
Is there
Paul.
room here?
Sorry, I had
Well,
to
don't
drive.
throw
I
a
was
drumstick
hauling
at
ass
me,
trying to
okay?
Well,
Get
it's
home.
nice out there, man. It must be nice. It's fucking dark and cold out here.
Yeah,
You're
it's
in
all
PA,
right.
brother. That
Dude,
sucks.
look
Paul,
at
where's
this
your
guy.
fucking long hair, man? What happened?
Oh, I got a haircut, you know.
Yes, man, I can
I
see
Fair
did
you
grow
enough.
it out a
haircut.
couple
Fair
times,
enough.
but I don't know. I didn't want to do that whole skullet thing like what's his name, Devin Townsend, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm getting, dude. I got the dreads now. That's what's my hair's gonna end up turning into eventually.
You look good, Paul. It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, you look great.
Dude, man.
Thank you, brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
I was
dude.
racing home trying to make it on here.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
You guys have been on for what, an hour and a half almost.
Fucking
Damn.
yeah, almost an hour and a half. Yeah.
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 Podcast, it can go long. It can go 3
Always
hours.
thanks to Nick, of course. Always
Dude,
thanks
I-
to Nick.
Dude, I gotta tell you, man, like I was getting worried there because like, you know, I'd gotten a hold of everybody else and everybody else was down to fucking, you know, get back together and fucking record some shit. And I couldn't get a hold of you, man. I'm like, where the fuck is this guy? I'm like, we're gonna end up
Paul's
having
a
to
fucking
fucking
mystery. Nobody can get a hold of Paul.
I was like, we're gonna have to fucking bring in a hired gun to fucking play some drums, but it's not
Yeah.
gonna be the same.
Yeah,
And
and
then-
I didn't like that idea.
Yeah,
I
and then
didn't
out of the
like it at
fucking
all.
blue, here's fucking Paul, like, hey man.
Yeah, I decided to hop back on Facebook, and I'm glad I saw that post. I hadn't been on Facebook in forever. I don't know, for some reason I just avoid Facebook, but yeah, I'm back on there now.
Well, there's a good reason to avoid Facebook, Paul. I'm kind of
No,
with
I
you on
agree.
that.
Yeah.
I would never be on it
Only-
either, Paul, if I didn't have the music. That's the only reason I'm on it. It sucks because I don't like it either.
Yeah, Nick and I are just sipping our things. Like, yeah, we would never be on Facebook.
Yeah,
either.
no, not me.
I wish it was
Right.
like the old days, guys. Like it's weird to be having to deal with streaming and stuff like that. It's just not the same game as it used to.
Well,
be.
that's why we depend on Nick for this stuff, Anthony. We
I
always
know.
have
I,
to depend on Nick
I
for all
know.
this stuff.
It's-
When I
it's
went to
awesome.
buy all my gear, I remember when I got my tax returns when I was really poor. And I got my tax returns and I had to go buy some gear because Nick was fucking bugging me all the time about buying some new gear.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Nick was like, you need to buy this and this and this. I'm like, dude, that's like $1,800, which now is like nothing, right?
Yeah.
But
Now it's
Nick was
easy.
like, no, that's what you need. And I'm like, you suck.
I remember
And we
that.
went and bought it. And Nick, do you remember trying to fit it in my little tiny car?
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, man.
You had that big ass fucking cab you bought that weighed
Yeah,
like
dude.
fucking 100 pounds.
That was because of you. Wasn't
Yeah.
because of me, fucker.
I remember too, Paul. You would all everything was expensive. The drums,
Dude, that
It was
guy.
ridiculous.
I remember. Hey, Anthony, I remember when Jason fired our other drummer in
Yeah.
the face, and
I fired him?
Yeah,
Did
you
I
fired
fire
him in the face? That's what I said. I
Fired him
in
in
the face.
the face.
I'm not
But I
sure
remember-
fired him.
Dude, I always remember. Okay, Jason punched this guy in the face. We can bring Paul in here, right? Because I'd known Paul from Korea,
Sounds
and
like a safe environment, doesn't it?
dude. Oh, for Paul, that's right up his alley. That's right up his alley. A good crack to the gym.
Well, we
punched
did
last
fight all
time,
the
we're
time.
great,
It was
dude.
definitely
Fuck
right
yeah.
up his alley.
But I was like, we can get Paul. And then I know Jason and I, when Paul came over and started unloading his gear, dude, it was just like, okay, we got a drummer now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was gonna say, you know, when we were talking about influences, one thing Paul had a big influence on me is that Paul, he never shut something down. And what I mean by that is that we be
No, he
listening
challenged
to,
it.
we be listening to music, and it could be some Pink Floyd, it could be some Black Sabbath, or it could be some OTEP. Paul appreciates music, and he really opened my, because sometimes I'd be like, that's stupid, or and Paul would be like, well, you're stupid. Touche, Paul. I didn't even consider that it was me who was stupid.
I don't know, man. I think everybody was pretty much like that though too. Everybody accepted new things, and that you don't hear that no more.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, no, you got to sound like these two bands. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, man. I think there's one thing that helped me at the very least. Maybe it helped the rest of the band, but it helped me. Was Paul and I? There's one thing Paul and I had, and it was the same influences. We liked the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
We had the same bands that we liked, the same influences that we had. The only thing that we differed from is I couldn't sit on the drums and count the way he could, or play drums.
Yeah.
But he could stand up and play the guitar and the bass.
Yep.
And insult all of us. So
Well,
that
and
Jason,
Jason, you know what was funny about Paul is we'd be working on something, and Nick and I are like, "Let's play. You know what? Let's not play. Let's do this at a show. Let's not even practice. Let's just go to the show." And Anthony's like getting it, but then Jason would say something, and Paul would just stop. And I'd be like, "Oh crap." Paul's gonna start, because Paul would get very methodical, and then Jason would say something, and then Paul, it'd be like, "Okay, well, I'll just play it like shit then, if that's what you want. You want me to play it like shit? That's all you had to say." And Jason would be like, "I'm not saying that," and then I'm like, "Okay, I'm done."
Yep.
Paul,
Telling
do you
you,
remember
like-
getting into a fight with Jason about the timing of a fucking song?
Yep.
I think Paul and I both wanted perfection.
Yep.
That's all
And
we
that,
wanted.
dude, honestly, that was great though, because like Jason and Paul would start like butting heads about something, and the rest of us would literally be like, "All right, fucking let's unplug and go outside and let them work their shit out." And it would turn out fucking great though. Like the end result would be worth it.
Yeah, probably because Paul would teach me something at the very least in that time.
One time I remember in
I
your
didn't
house,
teach you
Jason,
anything,
we constructed a cardboard drum. In case you remember that, Paul.
Oh God, what a nightmare! I think I ended up passing out in that thing.
I remember that. Yes, I do. Yes, with like the soundproof shit on there.
Dude, he came out like he was in a sauna, man. Like he was fucking drenched, dude. He was just drenched, bro.
That was a very dumb idea. I had no idea what we were thinking, but I think maybe we're going for like the Beatles drum sound or something.
Yeah, well, I think we had talked about, actually, I think it was like Black Sabbath stuff. Like they had put glass up and stuff. Remember?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
And we were trying to do that. We were trying to do that.
Yeah, it would have been better off just like in a kitchen or garage or something, probably.
Well, we did better just recording normally the way we normally did, man.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it was better that way.
I still say this, Paul, that 16-track recorder, you listen to this album, and there were bands that paid to be in studios there at the time, and they didn't sound near as good. It's really weird. That if you really think about it, it's really weird.
Yeah, I still have that machine. I thought about turning it on, but
don't
Wow.
blow it up.
All that stuff is still on there. It's probably, who knows what it sounds like. It's probably covered in dust. But
Nick, maybe you could get the individual tracks and like even go that far.
Well, I think I remember I tried to do that. We tried to like take all the tracks, put them onto waveforms, and then we were going to plug it into whatever program,
computer, right, or something like
that. Yeah, like Pro Tools or something like that. But
didn't
fucking
work.
Computer, man.
I don't know. I guess we just didn't. It just turned out to be too much of a pain in the ass, and none of us really knew how to work Pro Tools. I think Nick and Jason started messing around with it, but yeah, I just liked my little simple little desktop thing. Once it got into computers, it was over my head.
No, I'm with you. I was too until recently. Not recently, but I was also like this.
So I'm gonna ask the elephant in the room, if you guys don't mind, about Paul. I'm gonna mess with you, Paul.
Uh-oh.
All right.
I rather liked the singing that you improvised on the albums, but I'm not sure the rest of the band shared my opinion of that.
I did. I like, especially Lifescapes.
Yeah.
All the singing on
That was one of my favorites. Yeah. You did a lot of vocal shit, Paul, on the albums, and that's why you had what Anthony just called the Britney Spears microphone going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Anthony. I gotta put you on the spot, bro.
It's okay, dude. My drummer in Crystal Tears uses it too. Still.
I mean, I think you Man, I think that all of us just brought this serious amount of weight to what we did in the band at the moment that we needed to bring it. It wasn't like a normal thing like, hey, I do this in the band, or hey, I do this in the band. It was like, at the moment, I do this in the band, and at the moment, this is what I'm doing. And Paul, you kind of brought that with your singing and your, well, I think it was pretty much every song we ever wrote, you brought that. But yeah.
Jason, I think if we would have continued, he would have sang more, I think.
Anthony, I think you need to relax with that. I was kind of hoping that I wouldn't have had to. I was hoping you would have taken that away.
Paul and you would have sang more, unfortunately. You would too. Paul and you would be singing more.
I would have rather focused on lead guitar and have gotten better.
Hey, you can do both, man. Remember Dave Mustaine? Come on. You can do it, right?
Oh, that was rough, Anthony. That was rough.
I got to tell you guys the story. Just to tell you this. So when I was in Japan and we were playing with them, Paul, you'll love this too. I was drinking with John Tardy from fucking Obituary, and we were just standing on this like
man,
banister, and we were having a beer, and I was drunk, and all of a sudden here he comes. He just walks out. There, he's right in front of us, and he goes, "What's up, boys?" And he looks us all both in the eye and goes, "What's up, boys?" Like, and I'm like, "I don't know you. Like, I don't even know Dave Mustaine." He said, "What's up?" Boy, I didn't even know what to say. I was like, "Hi, sir. How you doing?"
Hello, sir.
Like, "Hi, sir. How you doing?"
I'm a little inebriated right now.
He just left, but he goes, "What's up, boys?" And I was like, "Hi, sir. Hi." But to say, that's my only Mustaine encounter for my life, probably.
So like, I know, like, so we kind of talked a little bit earlier about how we kind of came to this idea of like re-recording stuff and like kind of doing a reunion of sorts.
Well, it's pretty much because of you.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, we were doing this. Yeah, I was doing this quarantine session thing where I was doing covers, and Anthony sang on that Pantera tune, and I remember Anthony at the time when we did that, it was like, man, it would be cool to fucking do some Slave shit like this.
Yes.
And I was like, that's a fucking great idea.
Yeah.
Like, we should fucking try to do that. And I remember I brought it up to you, Jason, at that point, and you were like, dude, I don't have any more electric gear. I sold all my shit. And I'm like, well, fuck. And I kind of just
that, Jason. I'm like, dude, he moved off the grid, dude. It's over, dude. He's in the mountains somewhere. Dude.
Anthony, well, wait a minute, Anthony. You know the kind of guitar I play. Paul, you know for sure.
I know, yeah.
Josh, you know better than anyone. I play flamenco and classical guitar. That's what I played before we were in a band. That's what I play now.
Yep. I was like, he's just got an acoustic guitar. He's in the fucking woods somewhere, dude.
And I
got 4 of them. I got 4 acoustic guitars.
I kind of blew it off. Yeah, I kind of blew it off at that point, saying like, well, he don't have any gear. Let's, whatever. Yeah, I guess we won't do it. And then,
well, I'm not poor. I can buy some gear. That's fine with me.
I just like,
I'm just not sure I'm gonna meet up to what I was at any time when we were in the band.
Nah, dude, it's gonna be fucking
dude.
great.
Don't you hate when Jason says stuff like that? You're like,
yeah, it sucks. Like,
shut up, Josh.
Shut up, man.
Shut up, Josh.
Why we never made it, guys, is because he was like, "Fuck this, dude. I don't want to do it, man."
You guys all suck.
You guys always tell me no.
You guys fucking all
suck.
Yeah, so. Like just fucking recently we decided like, hey, we're gonna re-release the fucking Inertia album fucking on Spotify and all that shit.
Oh, the whole album?
Yeah.
Is that what we're gonna do? The whole album?
Well, we already that's already done. That's out there. So once that happened, like me and Anthony started talking again, and it's like, dude, we need to do this. We need to re-record some shit. Like re-record a couple songs. And it's funny because it went from, hey, let's re-record a couple songs to now it's like, let's re-record the whole fucking album.
Right.
And then I was like talking to Jason, and Jason's like, dude, I've still got some fucking shit that I was writing when we broke up, and I'm like, well, fuck, let's do that too. Like, let's re-record the whole album. We'll do some bonus tracks of some fucking new shit. Well, dude, I'm even down for like, let's go back to the old catalog and let's re-record some old shit, man. Let's re-record some fucking Toxin or fucking Empire.
No. Let's
Next
not go
5
back
days.
No, we should leave that stuff alone. It's good where it is.
I wouldn't mind going back to the Hell Inside stuff.
Hell Inside stuff would be good. Yeah.
No, Hell Inside stuff was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like that. I would
Fucking
do that.
Veins or Hell Inside, or something off of there would be
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, Veins is good.
Delta Zeta.
Although I think the whole lyrics behind the Veins song is a bit disturbing. But yeah, we should go back to that.
Yeah,
love that
Jason would write some things like when I heard Veins. First of all, I was like, "This is awesome,"
Yeah.
but I'm like, "What's wrong with you, dude? Like, do you want to? I mean, are you okay, or do you want to talk?
You want to talk?
Yeah, I mean, do you have a bad dream or something? You want me to hold you?"
Dude, when I heard that song, I was like, I'm in this band. I have to be in this band. That's what made me want to join.
You know what the lyrics were? I gotta admit to you guys, the lyrics behind Vain was the idea of me being an atheist and all, but my idea behind the Bible and what happens when you go to hell.
Yeah, that's right. You told me that.
Yeah.
So the whole the whole idea behind that song is what I think happens to people when they go to hell.
I remember that.
Even though there is no hell. But
Hey,
yeah, if you were to go there.
Jason, speaking of that, and everyone here, do you guys remember when we moved practices to Paul's? And
I
then,
do remember his wife falling down the
Yeah,
stairs.
which one?
For some reason, Paul. Do you
no,
remember that? Paul?
here's my thing though is
Do you remember
what
that? Paul?
here's what I loved
remember
about
what?
Paul. Here's what I loved about Paul is that
Sorry, Nick.
yeah, Nick and Anthony and me and Jason, we'd be there.
Anthony was
like-
there. Anthony
We'd be
was
up
there.
early, and then we'd get to Paul, and you'd knock on the door,
Yeah,
and be like,
dude.
you'd be
Yeah.
like, what's this mother?
Yep.
She's still
We'd be
sleeping.
like, dude, this fucking guy
Yeah,
is gone again,
dude.
dude.
He's done, and he'll answer the door all hungover in his boxers,
Dude.
and by the time we got hooked up though, dude was like nothing ever happened.
Yep.
Nothing-
like,
yeah.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
There was
In the
more
groove.
between that. There was
I'm
more
like-
between that. Like I would show up, and Paul would be waking up, and he'd be like, "Jason, I'm gonna eat breakfast. Play me something on the acoustic, because I always brought my acoustic, right? I always had my acoustic. He'd be like, play some instrumental something on your acoustic," and then the next thing you know, he's throwing his wife down the stairs.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
like
you know,
what?
and we won't go too much into those things, but I'll tell you something right now. Paul never
Well, she
gave
was
you
a bitch, man.
Paul
That
never
woman
gave
was
you anything.
terrible.
Paul never gave you
Terrible.
anything you didn't deserve.
Yeah, dude.
Oh man.
But Paul didn't
Sorry.
care. That's the
Sorry.
thing. Remember, we'd be playing, and he just woke up, you know, and then everyone in the house was sleeping. But Paul didn't care. We were there to jam. We'd
This
have
was the
Yeah.
life you signed up for.
Dude, he had some of the shadiest roommates, dude. I love those kids that he roommated with.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
those.
Remember, dude? That one kid, dude, he was like, dude, yeah, I just fucked her yesterday, dude. Check this shit out.
I remember that. Those
Paul-
are some good times.
Paul-
That was
listen,
Jeremy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, he was awesome, dude. I love that kid. He was
Yeah.
funny as fuck.
Dude,
Well,
he's
you
like
got the
married
most
and has
women
kids
out
now.
there the whole time we were in
That's
the band.
great. He lived the life. I love this guy.
Yeah, you were the drummer, Paul. You got all the women in the band. None of us got any. You
Yeah, dude. Isn't that true? Let's
did.
think
It
of
is
that.
true, Anthony.
Wow.
Right?
I didn't think about
Right?
that. Some
It is true.
stereotypical
Paul got
shit.
Oh,
all the
what
women.
women you're talking
I
about?
left because I never wanted to talk to anybody.
And
then-
all of
yeah,
all of us were in like fucking committed relationships and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's-
sort of. I
yeah.
wasn't, but yeah.
I
Paul
bumped my
got all
head.
the pussy. I swear to Christ, man.
I bumped my head, fell down the stairs, and came home with a fat chick, and I never could get, and I couldn't get rid of her.
No, you didn't, Josh. Shut up, man. What are you talking about? Shut up, man.
That was a beautiful wedding. That was a beautiful wedding.
Don't bring that up, Anthony.
Beautiful reception, beautiful pre-wedding, everything.
Thanks.
Are you
bro.
talking about
Thanks.
Desiree, or what are we talking about? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh brought himself home a Coonson Queen.
Well, and then that's the thing is I knew Paul would go like this. What the fuck? But he's always so nice. Paul's just so accepting of whatever, you know. But in the back of Paul's mind, I was like, I know he was going like, dude, you can do better. You can do better.
Oh,
No, I think in the back of Paul's mind he was thinking.
See, he's so sweet, he's so nice, man.
Desiree was nice. She was nice.
It was nice.
He's nice.
Shit.
She was nice, huh?
Yeah. He
I
was.
didn't
She's
see
gonna
it.
let me
She wasn't-
fuck her.
she didn't
She's
do it in
really
front of us.
She's really nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Paul, you're the only one that felt the rock star life, man. The rest of
Yeah,
us
dude.
were just completely neglected.
Yeah, I
Completely.
still never did that on tour. Like I never fucked any chicks or anything. Still never did.
I
Paul,
didn't either.
is that
The
you
one
saying
chick I
that?
brought home from a gig, I knocked her up, and now my daughter's 14. So
Dude, that's awesome though.
Dude, I was laughing my ass off about that. Like when you got back with me, and like I started thinking about that shit. Like when we first started, it was like Jason and Josh were the family men, and the rest of us were all fucking like, like we weren't like, I was married at the time, but I didn't have any kids. You guys didn't have any kids, and like thinking about it now, like we're all fucking dads and we're all fucking old and shit, and like
I'm a
man,
grandpa.
No, that's
what
crazy.
the fuck, man?
Josh is a
boy?
grandpa too. Josh is too.
Well, that's what
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
good.
happens when you have kids at like 16. you
Yeah.
know?
Which boy has got a baby?
You weren't 16, Josh.
No, it's 17.
Which boy, Jason, has the baby?
Tyler.
Tyler. Wow.
Yeah.
Tell him I said congrats.
Man, dude, I remember like wrestling around with them at your fucking
Yeah.
house and like
Yeah.
fucking jumping off the fucking diving board
John,
with them on
Nick-
my back and
Nick,
shit.
You were terrible, man. I was always worried about you because you would take them in the pool and take them on the diving board. I was
Yeah.
always worried about you because you put them on that diving board and do some crazy fucking shit with those boys.
Yep.
You worried me a lot.
That's the point.
Well, he
Yeah,
would.
show
Nick.
what's up.
Nick would. I knew Nick was going to be a good dad, but I think Nick saw like because I taught Devin how to swim by throwing him in Jason's pool. And Jason
That's
was
how
like,
I taught
"Well,
my boys how to swim too.
yeah." Jason's like, "Well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to do that." And Nick saw that, so that was Nick's first taste of parenting. So he's like, "That's how you parent."
Yep.
So he would start doing that to our boys, and I'm like, "Hey, Nick, dude, don't do that." No, I wouldn't do that. Nick was really good with.
Nick was like long lasting, man. That
He
guy would
was.
sit with the kids forever,
Yeah, he
man.
would.
And
He-
play with
he-
them in the pool.
It's because he was a giant kid
Terrible.
himself, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember like in your fucking living room and both of your boys would be like wrestling with me and I'd be
Yes.
like, all right, I gotta calm down, and like they just wouldn't leave me alone, and I'm just like, they would wear me into the ground, man.
This
Yeah.
was how I. This I was telling my wife. That's how I got
Yeah.
prepared for my first kid here too. Because I always remember that, Jason. I showed SpongeBob SquarePants. I only remember your boys is what I remember. And I showed her this just recently, and that's all I could think about was sitting there with those two kids and them going, "Watch this shit. It's funny as fuck. You don't know
Yeah.
what you're talking about."
Great.
Like, what do you mean? What is SpongeBob SquarePants? And then you'd be singing it with them, dude. Jason knew all the words to the whole song. I'm like, dude.
I did. Oh, don't embarrass me. Of course I did. Yeah.
SpongeBob was awesome.
It's like, what is going on here? How does he know this song?
Anthony, how many kids do you have?
Just one 2-year-old daughter.
Just.
Just
Just
one.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's enough, man. That's enough.
That's what they'd say. And my wife doesn't
That's
want
enough.
more,
I've got two. Just one is good.
but yeah, one is all I have.
Yeah.
Paul, are you still in Arizona, Paul?
yep, I'm still in Phoenix.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
I looked. Apparently, I'm the only one. When Nick mentioned the reunion, I got all excited that y'all were going to be all here and we were going to actually get together. But everyone's
I
long
didn't know
gone.
you
I'm
were
like,
there,
what the
man.
fuck,
I
man?
was just there to visit my parents. My parents still live there, so I was just there. Took the baby. I was just there for 10 days. I should have fucking known. I would have hit you up.
Yeah.
Anthony, where were you? Where were you? Maricopa or where were you?
No, Chandler. That's where they're at still. Chandler.
Chandler?
Yeah.
Paul, I'm in Rio Rico. I'm only 2 hours away from you.
Okay. So
Well, I'm going to drive down there and maybe I'll bring a bottle of
You
something.
might have better luck with me driving up there. I go up to
Okay.
Phoenix a lot.
dude, that's
That
awesome.
might be better.
Well, I got
mean, that's
vacation. I
actually
want
very
to go
good, 'cause then you
hang
guys-
out at your ranch or whatever you got
Yeah,
down
dude,
there.
look at him, dude. He's in a
You wanna
ranch
go
or
shooting?
something, dude.
You got some guns?
No, I'll
well,
shoot them if you got them.
I've got guns, but I'll go to your place then.
Well, there you go. Listen, Paul, we're gonna start it all over again. Go get a drum set, take it to his fucking house, dude, and let's get going. You guys need
Yeah.
going.
No, Anthony, you don't want to go to my house, man. I don't live anywhere. If we do something at my house, you guys are gonna make me build like a recording studio.
We're all
on
gonna
the
come to your house,
Dude.
dude. We'll see you there. All right. All
Dude,
right.
it doesn't. I'm telling you, man. Like, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular, man. Like
Yeah, I've
like
been
the
single
Oh,
before.
yeah,
the,
Nick?
the links
You
that I
haven't been
sent
out
you,
that
man.
way?
The links that I sent you, like you can like record like legit shit for fucking. You don't need a lot of equipment to do it nowadays.
You don't. You don't, guys.
Fucking
It's-
get Paul to
Look,
bring his
look what I
fucking
got
drums
behind
over
me. Look.
there and
Look at this.
Well, fucking
Yeah, there's no room at my place now. I'm in a little shitty apartment right now.
You can do it.
Yeah, that's
But-
easy for Nick to say. He's
Like
the only
the-
one wearing a Slaves for Scores t-shirt.
That's because Nick is like a giant walking time capsule. He's like when I go to my mom's house and she has pictures of me with holding a baseball bat with my dorky little Colts jersey. He's like mom.
Nick is
Josh,
a-
listen, you can't forget about your afro that you had.
Dude, Jason,
Sorry.
there's things we don't talk about
I know. Sorry.
from us growing up.
Sorry. All right, man.
That's
Sorry.
awesome.
All right?
I didn't know that happened.
Sorry.
Huh? What's
Sorry,
up with that?
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. I thought it
My
was out
favorite
there. I
Josh
thought it
story,
was out
this is
there.
gonna be good. My favorite Josh story, he told me one time, he goes, Anthony, he goes, dude, what? He goes, listen to me. I was just sitting, you go, listen to me. I was like, what? He goes, one time, I took so much acid, I sat and stared at a duck for like 5 hours.
Dude. Good
Shut the fuck
Lord.
up, dude. Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up.
Oh,
That's what happens when you grow up in Wisconsin. What can you do?
And I was like, for real? And you were like, yeah, for 5 hours, dude.
yeah.
But no, fucking Paul's got a fucking legit fucking e-kit, and it won't take much to fucking lay that shit down, man. It's gonna be fucking badass.
Paul already has it laid down. Done.
You already did it, dude.
Really, Paul? Sounds familiar. I imagine you do.
He's got to come to your
What's
house.
that? My audio cut out here.
I know, brother. You always look so goddamn serious, and
He
you're really
would.
not. Actually,
He would too, and I'd be like, "Hey, Paul, do you not like me?" He's like, "No, I love you, dude. You're hilarious."
yeah.
I'm like,
always
"Really?"
looks so serious. He
Yeah.
always does. But he's
Yeah.
such a big fucking teddy bear. He's got nothing, man. He's got nothing. He's the sweetest guy ever, man.
He is. He's a great
You are,
guy.
buddy.
man.
Look at his
Paul.
look right now. He's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Well, I think he's froze.
Are you froze, Paul?
I think he
That's
look at
funny.
I think he's
That's
frozen
true.
right there.
The funny thing is, Jason.
Paul.
The funny thing is, Jason,
You
is
always
you
do
didn't,
this.
you didn't know he was froze because it looks so
Oh,
much
there he
like
is.
There
what
he
it
is,
normally
dude.
does.
Now he's not
There's-
frozen.
I can't hear.
Well, I kind of like the
Oh, you're all right,
froze
you're all right.
one more than this one.
We thought you were frozen to death.
Hey guys, I'll submit this. I gotta go pretty soon. But once
All
we
right.
get this all done, man, I'm up in Utah. I get down to Arizona. I'm willing to go places.
Let's do it.
Since I'm not a broke young dude anymore. So if we want to get this done and then get together somewhere
Fuck yeah.
and do
Yeah.
this all together live in one room,
Sure.
let's get the date.
Well, we
And
can't play with the mason jar anymore, so
Well, didn't that turn into a gay bar?
it's a
Yeah.
fucking gay bar now, so we can't play there anymore.
So Jason will fit right.
Stop
I mean, that fit right in there.
There's plenty of
John,
places.
what'd you
But
say?
actually, I'm still good friends with Kim, and we can play anywhere. If I told her this, she would be like, "Fuck yeah!" She'd think it was great.
Dude, that would be badass to fucking play a show. That would be badass.
We could do that easily. I can make that happen, guys. I can make.
Well, hang on, but
All
like
right,
so
Nick, do you have a 7-string guitar?
I don't have a 7-string no. I got a
I
bunch
do,
of
Jason.
guitars,
Look, let me
but
show you. Look,
yeah,
let me show
fucking
you.
the singer's got fucking guitars.
This is the one, Jason. This is the one.
Do you have a 7-string? What do you have?
This is the Ibanez Universal. That's the one.
Nice, man. That was a good one.
You will like that. It's very good.
Yeah, I would.
I gotta roll,
Yeah,
guys.
Wait.
Good seeing
Hang
you.
on.
Okay. Yeah.
Hang on, Josh, before you leave.
Yeah,
I gotta do this. So like digging through my old hard drive, I found some old school shit. So before you leave, I gotta fucking play some shit. So this'll
Oh,
hop up
man.
over the top of everybody.
Oh.
Mm.
Now join
That's so damn. I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. You know, Jason had that stage presence. Anthony was the front man, all about energy. Nick just held things down, man, and he got the stage and mixing. But Paul, man, it didn't matter if he was playing.
No, it didn't, man.
Through the window, oh, the window, he'd be like, through the window.
Paul is
It was like, dude,
Paul was
man,
nothing more than power in anything we played.
Man.
Yeah, when Paul took a pee, it sounded like metal.
Dude, do you
God,
remember?
What is
Do
that
you remember
song?
when fucking? Do you remember when Paul broke his fucking shattered his fucking foot?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And then
Oh
the
my
first
God.
show, the first show
Anthony
back,
was there.
Yeah, I
the
was
first show back
For the
after
dumbest
he broke his
reason, by
foot,
the way.
he put his goddamn kick drum beater through the fucking head.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And we had to borrow a kick drum from another band that was playing that night.
That's awesome.
Your leg healed back 10 times fucking stronger, dude.
Yeah.
I still got all that metal in there too.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, I imagine you
100%
do.
metal.
I'm out of
Remember
here,
the
guys.
pictures of the
It's good
X-rays?
seeing you.
We're
All right,
gonna.
Josh.
I'm gonna play Josh out of here with another little clip from back in the
boy.
day.
Dude, look how young we look in that fucking
No shit, man. No
Ridiculous.
shit.
Did my brother leave?
Yes.
Yeah. He
Why that
busted out.
video was going? He fucking left.
Of course.
Motherfucker! I'm gonna call that motherfucker.
Going out on a
Really?
high note, man.
He just goes,
He left. He
all
couldn't
right,
even say goodbye after the video was done. Seriously, motherfucker, man.
That's awesome. All right. See
Hey
you guys
Nick,
later.
you got my number. Share it with the and Jason's got my number
Yep.
now too. I was able to
I
talk
got your
to
number,
you
brother.
a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
But,
send it over to me, man. I don't have it.
Yeah.
I have the
Hey,
same number.
Anthony,
Yeah,
you are the last person to see me and my family.
I think so. Yeah, I was.
You are.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. You gotta text me or something.
Yeah. Well, I don't have your number.
Get with Nick. He's got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because
Yeah,
I
Nick's got it.
changed phones and shit, and I lost everything, of course.
No, Nick being Nick has got fucking everybody's fucking number, Facebook, Instagram, fucking everything.
Yeah.
Nick being Nick.
Yep.
He's got everything.
Dude, like it still blows me away that like, dude, your kids are fucking grown ass adults now,
Yeah,
man.
it's crazy.
Like,
My
That's
kids are
nuts.
24 years old, actually.
God
Yeah.
damn, man.
In fact, I'm a grandpa.
Where
I
the
know.
fuck does time go?
Yeah. Well, when you break up with a band for no reason, they
Yeah.
You guys retired. You didn't
Yep.
want to do it anymore.
No, man, I got a divorce. I had to take care of my kids, and I did
Yeah.
for like 3.5, 4 years
And
by
like-
myself.
Yeah, and like I said, like, you know, when
Fucking fat white bitch walked away. So
when everything fucking ended, like there was no bad blood with anybody. Like, dude, I still
No.
consider all you guys family.
Yeah, me too.
We just, you know, people had shit going on. Like you had shit going on with your family. I was trying to fucking make a marriage work at the time.
I
and
know
it
you
ended
were.
up-
I
ended
remember.
up not fucking
Yeah,
working
me too.
out for the better. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I'm
Yeah,
better off now than I
I
was.
remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but
That was
you know, honestly, like now, everybody's kind of fucking stable again, and dude,
You know
it's-
what though? I think I liked Nick. I don't mean to dispute this with you, but I like the fact that when we got together, I think we all had a lot of emotional things going on at the time. Anthony, especially you.
Yeah.
I think you went through something very unique that we hadn't gone through with the loss that you went through. And I think we were all going through things that made the music very genuine.
Yeah.
And very intense. Like, it was very intense. It made us as a band very intense.
Yeah.
And us as individuals. And it made our music. Paul, you were as much of a fucking asshole as I was. You were not giving into fucking anything, dude.
Well, that's why we worked so well together. We could argue, but then at the end of the day, it was like, okay, this is.
Yeah, it worked out well.
I think that was the great thing about we approached it like professionals, even though we were just fucking around. But we really put a lot of effort into it.
You knew what a professional was, and you wanted to be one. That's different than everybody else. That's already different,
Yeah, I think Paul and I were always on that verge of hitting each other, but we never did. No, we were. I do think we were. No, honestly, Paul, come on, you got to be on me with this one. I think we were always on the verge of, you know what, we're just gonna go outside and hit each other. Something's gonna happen, but it never worked that way because it was a musical disagreement. It wasn't. We liked each other, we loved each other, but it wasn't about that. It was just about music. So it was, how do we work this out?
Yeah.
And Paul, you're such a fuck, and you play way too many instruments, and you know way too much shit. So I always lost, but it was really cool, man. It was really cool.
We should do it again.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm like super excited to fucking, even if it's just like, virtual, fucking everybody's in their own place recording their bits, and then we put it all together. Like, I'm excited to fucking get back together and jam again.
Let's start.
I'd love to play live again if you guys want.
Yeah,
to,
that would be great.
Let's record some stuff. I'm telling you, be serious. You two should get together. And
Paul and I.
Yeah, man. Fucking. Yeah,
Paul, you want to get together, dude?
Lay down.
You should definitely do it. I mean, not just to play together. Even if you wanted to play live, hey, get started and see if it feels right. Maybe and that
was,
you don't like it.
That was kind of what was crazy.
I think anytime Paul and I play together, it's going to feel right. I think that's an easy one.
I agree.
That's easy.
Yeah.
We got the same influences, man. It's always going to be easier for us to play together.
You guys just have to have a starting point. You should just get it together and try it out and see if it flows again. And
telling you, man, like we'll get together, we'll record a song or two, and then let's just keep rolling with it, man. We'll fucking. That's what I thought was funny about this whole thing is the original idea was like, hey, let's record like a song or two. Like me and Anthony were talking originally, like, hey, let's do like Inertia and Brand New Disease, like the kind of the alpha and the omega, the beginning and the end.
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
And then it was just like, fuck it, let's record everything, man.
Yeah.
Let's do it all. Let's record some new shit. Like I think it would be badass.
Yeah.
But we can't record new shit without all of us together. It couldn't just be Paul and I because the only time it was Paul and I fighting together or trying to really figure something out was after all of us kind of put things together and Paul and I were just fighting about the details of the minutia of what was going on.
What you can always do too is you can start with the old songs, play together, and then when we all come together, then we work on the new shit.
Yeah,
well,
and
that's true.
And like the way things are like nowadays with technology and shit, like you guys can get together and kind of come up with like a basic idea, and then like shoot me what you've got, and then I can fucking play off of it.
It never worked that way, man. You got to admit it never worked that way. It never worked that way with Paul and I. Paul and I would argue and fight, but it never worked that way. Paul and I never came up with an original idea. Normally, it was like, "Hey guys, I have a riff," and then we all thought about it. And by the time we all filtered through everything in a democracy, it ended up Paul and I fighting about something.
The other time it wasn't like that. It was when it was me and you, and then we would just come up with it and be like, "Here it is to them." And then
dude, and another thing with technology, like the technology we have now versus back then, like we could do shit like this, like in private, like get together on a stream and fucking hash out ideas. So like, I mean, granted, we're not all in the same room together, but we can still hash out ideas.
I mean, even Metallica admitted that they were doing that in the pandemic. They were all doing this right now.
So, look how bad they suck.
But I mean, hey, at least they're admitting they're doing that.
And have sucked for the past decade.
Dude, I think we can.
I'm sorry, I'm being nice.
I
2
think we
decades.
could crank out some cool shit.
I agree.
I'm sorry, 3 decades. Let's go after that.
2 decades of shit.
No, I'm gonna say 3.
I remember when Saint Anger came out. That's when
Oh,
we were
God.
just
Oh my
together.
god, that was terrible.
Yeah, we were all pissed. I remember that.
Fucking terrible.
Uh,
That Black album was terrible. No, fuck that album
Remember
too.
Paul used to sing it? We'd be like, Saint Anger.
Anthony, be nice, brother. Be nice, man. Be nice.
We used to sing it, dude.
Dude,
I just
We'll
watched
work
that,
this out.
that
We'll work
movie
this
not
out,
too
man.
long ago. That Some Kind of Monster.
Some Kind of Monster.
That
Yeah.
was
When they
great.
were- when they were doing their group therapy and shit.
Hey, Paul, remember? Do you remember I showed you? I had the DVD and I showed you the deleted scenes. And remember, it had his dad, Lars Ulrich's dad, and he was like, "Delete that."
Oh yes, I still use that. I still use that term.
I do as well. I do as well. I tell everybody, I'm
You
like,
know what?
"Delete
Those
that."
guys, all those guys in Metallica make way more money than we do. So we probably ought to fuck off at this point,
Yeah.
right?
I'm fine with that. I agree.
So one thing I wanted to bring up before we, we're like 2 hours into this thing, but before we call it quits and close this thing out, man, like I wanted to throw a shout out to like some of the people that were like diehard fucking Slaves for Scores fans. Like
Go
people
for
that
it,
were-
man. Of
People
course.
that were like at all of our fucking shows, like Kayla was one. I don't know if she's jumped on. I sent her a link to the thing, but like she was one of those people that was like a promoter putting on shows, but was also a big fan and like loved our shit. And like I sent her stuff from time to time.
Paul, we don't
Chantel.
want to see your ear.
And then
Can't
like
hear
and
my
fucking-
Bluetooth cut out, and it's
Put it on fucking speaker or something, brother.
and then fucking Scotty, who
Oh, Scotty,
unfortunately
yeah,
is not with us anymore.
Yeah,
I know.
Dude was like the biggest fucking Slaves for Shores fan, was like front row at every fucking show we played, always
was.
supporting us. He would have loved this shit of us fucking getting back together and recording some shit. So like I just want to throw that stuff out there for those people. Carl, like all these guys that were at all of our shows and supported us through thick and thin. So
Kim,
yeah.
Don't forget Kim.
Kim, yes, like booked our
Yeah.
very first real show at the Mason Jar, and our last fucking show at the Sets.
Correct.
Yeah, Kim was a big supporter.
Yep.
So yeah, much thanks to all those people from back in the day that supported us.
So before we get off, can I say one more thing, Nick?
Yeah,
You don't
man.
mind?
Yeah, man, hit it up.
Nick, you don't mind?
No, go.
You guys know why I left the band, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Nick, you know why? Anthony, you know why?
Mm-hmm. I think you said you were
Paul?
getting divorced. I remember.
You know why? You don't know why?
I just remember we kind of just all quit at the same time. I don't know. It seemed like a mutual
Oh,
thing.
man.
Oh,
All right. Let me say why. Maybe we can document it because I assume Nick is doing something with this. Yeah, that fucking laugh that you got, I assume you are. Knowing you, brother, you're doing something with it. I called and ended this because I was going through divorce, man. I got my 3 kids at the same time, and I got full custody of them, and I raised them for about 5 years. So I couldn't do the band thing anymore because I had to choose between one or the other.
yeah, it's hard to do.
Yeah, and,
So that's
I mean,
why I walked away, man.
and
That's
dude,
why I walked away.
honestly, like, dude, family's always got to come first, man.
Of course, yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Well, you guys
Well-
knew my kids. All of you,
Yeah.
Paul, Nick, Anthony, you guys knew my boys. You guys knew my little girl, Trinity,
Yeah.
right?
Of course.
You guys knew my kids. Anthony, Paul, Nick, you guys used to play with them when they were
Yeah.
little. You guys knew my kids. Nick, especially you,
Yeah.
used to swim with them and play
Yep.
with them.
Yep.
I couldn't do the band thing, man. I was getting a divorce and it was my fault, obviously. You know,
That's all good. That's why we have now, baby.
Yeah. And like I said, man, dude, I consider all you guys family. Like
Yeah.
you're my brothers, man. And as much as I love all you guys, like my blood family, like that's got to take precedence over everything. So
Yeah.
dude, that's 100% totally understandable that, like, you know, you had kids that you needed to look out for. And dude, again, there was never
I feel
any,
bad, man. I feel like
there
I
was
fucked
never any
everything up
hard
for everybody.
feelings.
I mean, dude, yeah, you kind of did.
But yeah,
Thank
dude,
you,
there was
Anthony. I
there was
appreciate
never-
you. I would
there was
expect
never
nothing
any
less
hard
from you,
feelings.
brother. Thank you.
I'm kidding. However, I don't think so. I think everything
No, you're
happens for a
not.
reason.
Anthony,
I
you're
don't
not
know.
kidding. I did fuck
I'm
everything
kidding.
up.
I really don't. I think everything happens for a reason. And,
Yep.
and you know, when
No,
me and
man,
Paul,
we were getting somewhere. We could
me
have
and
gotten
Paul were like,
somewhere.
all right,
I fucked
fuck it. We
that
went
up.
to fucking burn your Halo, and we were like, okay, we'll just kept going. You know, we didn't really like, you know, we didn't really think like, oh shit, he fucked us over, dude. Like, not at all. We were just like, yeah, if you don't want to do it, we don't want to play with you if you don't want to do it. You know what I mean? I want you to want to do it.
And that's the thing is, like, at the same time as you were saying, like, look, man, I gotta step away from this.
Yeah.
I was going through my own shit.
Yeah.
And you know, Anthony was going through his own shit. Paul was going through his own shit. We were all trying to kind of hold things together, but at that point in time when you were like, dude, I gotta step away from this, I was relieved, man. I was like, thank fucking God, because I didn't want to. I mean, as selfish as it sounds, like, I didn't want to be the one to be like, hey, I gotta fucking step away from this.
Yeah, because I remember that you were gonna say you told me you were like, I was gonna quit anyway.
Yeah.
So you were happy.
I was reaching that point where I was like, I'm trying to hold my own shit together and do the band at the same time. And like I said, I love you guys, but at the time I was like trying to hold my own personal life together.
Man. We were all in the same boat. We were all in the same area.
So I think when you brought it up, it was a relief to everybody. Like, fucking thank God, man. Because
Nick, you're the only person I called, and you had to spread the news because you're you.
Yeah,
and that's your job.
You called me.
Yep, I was the PR guy. I was the
no, Jason. You called me. You called me too.
Yes, I did. I did. Yeah, Anthony, I did. I had to call you, man. Yeah, I did.
And I was like, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it.
I felt bad though, man. I felt like I was fucking you guys over when I walked away.
Like I said, I love you guys. This was some of the best years of my life as far as being a musician and being part of something. But at the same time, it's just the timing just wasn't right for everybody, and everybody had shit going on.
You know, I wish that we would have done something. I wish we'd have done it at a different time, because it wasn't about like.
If we could have got together,
it was about the time and what we had going on.
5 years before that, we would have. If we could have done it 5 years before that.
I know, right? Like,
perfect.
Yeah, it's like what was happening was like, if I could have just done it a long time before this, we would have gone after this full force. For sure. Because I think at the time we wrote that whole Brand New Disease song, I think that was our moment to kind of break into something really special. And that would have been our moment to work for the next 4 or 5 years to make a real band and make some serious.
You needed to write
money.
10 of those, Jason, after that. You needed to lock yourself into a room and write 10 more of those, and you would have done it. You would have done it. It would have been amazing. You would have done it.
Yeah. Well, we would have done it. We would have done it. Yeah.
Well, I know what you mean, but you would have brought the ideas to the table. I mean, like you were.
Yeah, man, that would have been great. I feel like it was just the timing was fucked. And I always felt bad for that, because
don't you think maybe the timing is also why those songs came out like that? It's because of the timing, because of how you felt. Maybe it's sometimes that.
Yeah, there was some emotion behind them. Yeah.
Something. Yeah, that's why. That's why you didn't do it 5 years before that, because everything was fine. Everything was fucking fine 5 years before.
Very good point. Yeah. That's a very good point. You are correct. Yes, you are right.
But like honestly, man, like I said, there's never been any hard feelings. You know, shit happened the way it happened.
I hope so, man. I hope you guys are okay with it. I hope you guys. I know that Josh and Paul, I know you never hated me for leaving the band, but Nick, you and Anthony, I was always worried that you guys were like, "Oh, you're such a dick," you know.
I always just wanted to keep writing with you and just play with you some other. I mean, you don't have to do everything 1,000%. You can always do it slow and just keep doing it. That's really it's consistency is the most important thing for me.
It is, right?
Yeah. And dude, and that's why, dude, I'm thankful for the opportunity we have now to kind of get together after all these years and record some shit again, man. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to fucking get going. You know, you've seen, you know, I've been, you know, sending you guys video clips of me fucking, you know, messing around with some of the old songs.
Sounds so good.
Yeah. It does sound good.
Dude, I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to.
Paul,
Jason,
why do you always
wait
look so
till you
goddamn
get into
serious?
this, Jason. Getting into the whole world of like.
Why do you always look so fucking serious? You always look that way. Like you're gonna hit me or something. Like, why do you always look that way?
I'm just frustrated. I can barely hear you guys.
It's okay.
It's all good, man.
Put it on
It's
a
all
computer.
good. Yep. Just need to get you a laptop or something, man.
But I can't wait.
I got hooked up with Paul.
Get
Yep.
actual what do you call it? All these guitar sound packs and stuff like that. He's gonna shit his pants.
Yeah.
All the shit.
Dude, yeah. Dude, Jason.
Yeah,
Jason's got no idea of like the amount of
idea.
the amount of tech that has come into the guitar world.
I mean, it sounds just like a real amp now. You don't
I'm serious, man. Like
Nick,
you don't even
Nick
need to
is
buy.
all-
You
Nick is
don't
all
even,
over this.
yeah.
Nick
You
is
don't
all
even
over
need to
this.
buy an amp anymore. You just
don't have to buy
plug
an
your
amp. He
guitar
doesn't have to
direct
buy
into
a
the
drum set
computer.
anymore. He can just fucking
Nick, I gotta have an
drum
amp. You
kit.
know that. I gotta have an amp.
Okay, and that's cool. You can do that.
I
Just
gotta have an amp.
put a
I
DI
gotta
box
feel it.
in front of the
I
amp,
gotta feel that
and then
sound wave bouncing off
send
the
your
wall.
direct signal into the computer. And I don't give a shit about your
And we
amp
can
tone.
reamp it, baby. It's over.
Nick's gonna figure this out.
Yep, I'll make it work.
He knows what to do already. He
Yep.
knows.
Yeah. It's not my gig.
All
Paul,
right,
you and I
brother.
are gonna get together and fuck around a little bit
Let's
on
do it. Let's
some
do it,
music.
Paulie.
Fucking A.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
I'm down. I have a set of Elisa's piece of cake. I just have to put something to lay it down on. I might even be able to use my old 16 track.
I
Just
mean,
all you
that'd
need
be
is a stereo
awesome if you
track,
could
right?
use that.
Drums. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like you know, obviously, like at a a different time, we can talk tech and figure out exactly how to do things. But I mean,
What
you
that
definitely
means is Nick says no.
no.
Nick said
No. Like he's definitely got the equipment to make it happen.
He's got the stuff, yeah.
He's got the stuff to make it happen. He's
Nick,
got a
did you
really
listen to that-
good.
Did you listen to that Ancient Settlers album I sent you? Those are fake drums. Those are like what he has.
Nick, you're getting a really bad look.
So it can be done, and it can sound badass.
You're getting
No.
a Paul look right now.
No, I'm serious, man. Like he's got the equipment that we need to get this
Yeah.
shit done. Like it'll be simple.
Nick, you are the most wonderful ambassador that ever existed. You're doing well, man. You're doing well. You're doing well, man. Got to give it to you. That's your gig, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm just like I said, I'm just excited to get everybody back together again. I'm glad we got the whole OG crew
Yeah, it's great.
because
The fact that you got my brother on this call is
Yeah,
amazing.
right.
dude,
Yeah.
like
You
I
too,
mean,
Paul. I thought you were gonna have a flip phone and shit. Be like, "What's up?"
Me?
dude, I would
No, Paul. I thought
Me?
Paul was like, "Fuck y'all, dude. I got a flip phone and shit."
Oh, Paul. Okay.
I didn't even buy my first cell phone until after I got divorced from Jerry.
What? Really? Paul?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Paul never liked to do tech stuff. I know. I remember
Yeah.
that. So I
dude,
was like,
no,
yeah,
man.
You guys
like,
know this whole conversation. I have a woman over at my house,
yeah.
and I've been talking to you guys instead.
Hey,
fucking liar.
that's the way it should be, man. Right?
Yeah.
Priorities, brother.
Bros
Priorities.
before.
Don't say it.
Wow, Paul.
You're gonna get kicked off the internet.
He's listening right now. Be careful.
But no, man. Like dude. Like I
I
said,
probably
I'm
still have mine if I.
Paul, just stop, brother. Just stop, man. Just
I'd still have mine if I would have kept it together.
Yeah.
you're terrible, brother.
Love it, man. Love it. Yeah, man. I'm
All
super
right.
excited. Dude. It wouldn't have been the same if we didn't get everybody back in on this.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
I
it would have been
would've
cool to do it regardless, but having everybody, all the OGs back in on this,
Yeah,
dude, it's gonna be awesome.
it needs to be everybody.
I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
Yeah, if we can
Yeah,
also play the
sure.
way we play.
My phone number with Nick, then. Or with Josh and Anthony.
Yep. Yeah, I'll pass it along, man.
We all should get into a group text together or something and
Yeah, man.
I like that idea, Anthony. That's
Yeah,
a good
man.
idea. Yeah.
keep it going, and then you guys get
Yeah,
together,
man.
and it'll grow from there, and it'll be fun as fuck. And then watch, we'll play another show again. If
Fuck
we
yeah,
play
dude.
another show,
Dude, that would be so fucking sick, man.
Well, Paul and I got to get into a fight first. After that, the music's gonna be good.
I want you guys to fight at the show.
Fight at the show. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
I want to fight.
Fucking argue about fucking time signatures.
Yeah, that he always wins, so it won't matter. It's fine.
All right, guys. Well, I think 2 hours and 15 minutes we've been going, so we're gonna close this thing out, man. Dude, I appreciate you guys coming in. Like, originally it was just I was planning on me and Anthony doing this thing, but dude, it was awesome to have you guys jump in on this.
Great video. So thank you guys again.
Fucking great.
Awesome to see you both.
Yeah, we'll fucking keep in touch.
Listen, you kind of got the responsibility of sharing the numbers with everybody, yeah? So
yeah, man.
Share them out.
I'll hold this thing together, man.
Like that.
I'll hold this thing together.
All right, man.
You always
do.
Catching up to do.
Yep. All right, man. Well, we'll fucking close this thing out. We'll
gotta play the power of the drink compels me.
Fucking A, that's right. God damn it. We're gonna close this thing out right.
Say it.
You had to
say it.
We will
Power of the drink compels me.
Yeah, dude.
We'll fucking catch you guys later and enjoy some fucking slaves on the way out.
See you guys.
That's what she said.
All right, guys. I'll see you later.
See you. Peace. See you later, brother.